Chris is over in the clubhouse. Get ready, and the camera goes hot.
He need a rap then, so he can start this off instead of pick up in the middle.
Hey, listen. I'm ready. SpongeBob in this thing, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Monica. Monica's in the house. She left.
Welcome, gentlemen. What's popping tonight? Welcome, man. Ask a Black Man Anything. Soon to be the hottest show. Actually, I believe that we are hottest show on YouTube right now. We want to welcome everybody that's currently on Clubhouse and currently live. We welcome you to Ask a Black Man Anything. Y'all check my lighting out. If my lighting ain't right, ladies, y'all let me know so I can fix it, because I want y'all to be able to see me, so I don't have to adjust my lighting too much. But welcome to our show. Welcome to our phenomenal show, which is called Ask a Black Man Anything. Here's the deal. You can join us if you're on Clubhouse. You can join us live and you can see our face, our facial expressions. You'll get a very unique experience by being able to join people in the comments and be able to communicate with them and chat with them. You can't do that on Clubhouse, which is where we originally started. But before I go any further and break anything down and ask all those things, I'm going to tell you how you can join us on Clubhouse, join us on YouTube by going to youtube.com/askablackmananything. Watch the live show. If you want to join us and pose a question, the raise hand feature is off on Clubhouse. But if you have a question, we want you to ask your question. You want to go to join.aabma.live, and you'll be able to join us join us and ask your question live. With that being said, before I go any further, I want to welcome these phenomenal gentlemen that are here every Thursday night doing what we do best, which is helping and giving of ourselves and giving of our talents. So with that being said, Robert, Daryl, Shahid, Shan, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, gentlemen, and let's get this show going.
Yo. Nice to meet everybody. My name is Shannon Rawls, Los Angeles, California, 49 years old. 49 years young, I like to say, because I have a young spirit. I'm a fashion designer, film producer here in LA. Twice married, twice divorced. Been all over the world, done all kind of things, and gained all kind of wisdom. And so I love answering questions from a Black man's perspective. I appreciate you guys having me. What's up, Rob?
What's going on, Shan, Chris, Shahid, Daryl, man? Nice to see y'all again. Robert Longmire out of Bakersfield, California. 37 years old, entrepreneur, investor, big on familyhood, big on fatherhood. I've been blessed to have a world full of experiences from my youth to now, and I'm just hoping that my insights help and whatever I can share, hopefully it helps somebody, and hopefully it touches somebody. Brother Daryl.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brethren. Glad to be here with these gentlemen. My name is Daryl Bailey, 53 years old. Married a long time ago, divorced a long time ago. Your coach, your mentor, your wellness coach, any title you want to put on me, I can be that. However, I'm here to offer perspective from a Black man's side. And I'm here with these gentlemen, and we came here to chop it up with you. And I tossed the mic to Shahid.
What's going on, everybody? Shahid Muhammad out of Los Angeles, California, better known as the Crenshaw Cowboy, one half of the Everybody's Right podcast with my brother Steve. Excited. Let's get to it. What is this, episode 4? Let's get it up and running. Chris, it's on you.
Yes, sir. Welcome. This is episode 4. So I want to welcome everybody that is live. Want to welcome some of our regulars, like Carla. We welcome you because you're always here with us. We appreciate you for either joining us live on YouTube or on Facebook Live. If you are on Facebook, you can share this. You can like our post and make sure you subscribe to our channel, right? We want to welcome who's here on live on YouTube and on Facebook. If you're currently on Clubhouse, which is where we originally started this band of brothers, started this whole conversation of Ask a Black Man Anything, the raise hand feature is off. So what we're asking you to do is join us live on. You want to go to youtube.com/askablackmananything. And you want to join us there. You want to make sure that if you're watching the live right now, you want to make sure you also like our live, because here's the thing. We want YouTube to know that this is something good. You know it's something good. Anyways, with that being said, I am Chris Davis, CEO of Pink Tip LLC, author of this book, this phenomenal book, The Edge of Greatness, where your decisions define you. You can find that book, you can find this book on Amazon. If you search if you search Amazon, The Edge of Greatness, Christopher Davis, you'll be able to pull up my book. Would love your support. You can also, if you know somebody who needs work, I hire and employ people to work from home. I'm out of Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm by way of Buffalo, New York, the greatest city in the state of New York. With that being said, fellas, man, welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything, man. We are going to have a phenomenal night.
I wish King was here, because King wanted to talk about that big news that happened out of New York this week. You guys heard about it? The doctor that got duped by his wife. She was out there. She's a prostitute.
No.
Yeah. She was working in the high end realm. She was cohorting with some folks overseas, right? Wasn't they overseas? One of them.
Yeah, here I got the article right here. Hold on, let me pull up the article real quick. Let me show you.
She was making some big money though.
Man. So where's it at? Where we at? Right here. Right here. New York City surgeon divorces his beauty queen after finding out she was a call girl. So the wife was literally, I think she was like, she made it to the Miss America or Miss USA pageant, and she was also, and she won. You know, to get to those pageants, you got to win the state. She won like 2011, 2014, Miss Wisconsin or some shit like that, or Miss Illinois. So she was already, she's a drop dead gorgeous, right? The doctor is a spinal surgeon. Made $3.2 million. His taxes for 2018, because that's all they have, $3.2 million. So this is safe to say this doctor generates $3 million a year. But this woman, unbeknownst to him, in secret, is a hoe. She a hoe. And she made $650,000 being a hoe over the last 5 years. Flying in and out of the country, acting like she's doing this makeup startup company, to lying to her husband. He's busy like fucking, you know, he's working. He's a spinal surgeon. He's doing $3 million a year. So he's making bread. So, you know,
started off by telling him, you know, that she inherited $500,000 from her grandmother, and that's how she got started with all of that. Man.
Wait. How much she make a year? I mean, how much she make in 5 years?
$650,000.
No, that ain't enough.
Cash.
Ain't enough.
Cash. But here's the thing. So here's the conversation, and this is where I'm gonna ask you guys. I'm sure King would have asked this if he was here. The only reason that the doctor found out, he found out December 2020, just last year, not even a year ago, like 7 months ago. The only reason he found out is because he caught a text message on her cell phone, an iMessage that was intended for her. Somehow he got the message from one of her clients overseas, talking sexually for the next rendezvous.
So wait, she's still tricking?
Yeah.
Present day.
If he didn't get that text message, if he didn't intercept that message, he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know the difference. He thought that she was flying in and out of the country because she said she was doing a startup, like cosmetic company, like this beauty brand or some shit. And you know, she's just busy doing her thing, and she out there hoeing.
Cutting up.
And he a millionaire. So that's why here's the thing that makes it so wild, and this is why people are arguing. You can't even make $3.2 million. And look at the doctor. I don't know if you guys can see his photo. And the man is a good looking Asian dude. He ain't no fat sloppy, hairy back, 4'9". He's a good looking Asian dude. Chiseled face, good hair, all of that. Young, $3 million a year. And she's still hoeing on him. That made men say, well, goddamn, I can't even make $3 million a year. And what's good? What's good? What do I gotta do to please women? What is necessary to please women? If I'm a surgeon, a spinal surgeon, you damn near Miss America. She like Miss Wisconsin and made it to the Miss USA pageant. I'm bringing in what? $300,000 a month, almost, and you still hoeing. So for $100,000 a year, on average, about 115. If she made $650, about $115,000, $112,000 a year.
So this is
it's almost like it's no hope. What's the hope? It ain't no hope.
So this is an interesting dichotomy between what's legit and what's fake. So much so that this particular woman got vetted through the pageantry side to be this upstanding woman of a certain caliber, a woman of value. However, she's living a whole lot. And at this particular point, homeboy finds out by happenstance and immediately cut her off.
Can you imagine, man, that you working hard, you done went to school, you done became a surgeon, you went to medical school, you did everything right, bro. You go out, you meet this wonderful, beautiful woman. She's fucking Miss USA. She's good enough to be in a pageant. So like you say, Daryl, she got vetted through the pageantry to potentially represent our country if she would have won. You making money, you providing for her. Oh, and by the way, let me tell. So here's the caveat. Let me tell you guys this. They looked in her taxes because see, all this shit was subpoenaed. He is petitioning the court to nullify his entire wedding, saying that he was defrauded. So they subpoenaed her bank accounts, and the bank accounts shown that she got deposits of that $650,000, $10,000 here, $50,000 here. One company gave her $100,000 in 1 year. So she was out there gobbling everybody up, all the executives over in Singapore and shit, right? So here's the thing. Her taxes showed I made $0. My husband supports me totally. Her taxes said that I made no money. This is her 2019 taxes. I made no money. My husband supports me completely. Now here's the scary part. This is where people are talking on YouTube and everybody's talking. Say for instance, and ladies that's listening to us and that's watching this live and those that's in the chat, talk about it. And I want you guys to come on. All you got to do is hit join.aabma.live and come on to our live if you have a question. We're happy to have you on. You do all of this. You do everything right. You marry the woman. You bring a wonderful life. You want for nothing. She's out there hoeing. She's not claiming any income. Say for instance, he never got that text message and she wakes up one day and she don't want to be in the marriage no more. She wakes up one day and says, I want a divorce.
Perhaps.
I don't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah,
I'm filing for divorce Monday morning.
Man, she ain't even vested in that marriage yet. Man, how she gonna get half?
Oh, she gonna get half. They've been married for like 6 years.
Wow.
She been hoeing the whole time. She been married. They didn't get married just a minute ago. They've been married. She just been a hoe for the last 5 that we can verify. So the thing is, she wake up one day, if she didn't get caught in December last year, she wakes up in February, 4 months ago, and says, I don't want to be married to you no more. I want a divorce. Why, honey? I'm not happy. You know how women, because remember, women, 80% of divorces are filed by women. And she just wakes up one day and says, I'm just not happy. What the fuck you mean you're not happy? I'm working. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. You got everything. You got an allowance. You get to have fun. You can do whatever you want. Go wherever you want. I'm not tripping on you. Yeah, I just don't want to be here. Alimony. Bam. So now she's getting her alimony bread and her hoeing bread. And her alimony bread is coming for as long as the courts say that until she gets married again. It's safe to say she would probably get, if he's making $3 million, it's safe to say that she would probably get $250,000, $300,000 a year in alimony. I'm being conservative.
Yeah, that's low. I think that would be low.
I think she getting at least
That's
1.
10%. I'm just for the sake of argument. I'm being conservative for the sake of argument. $300,000 a year in alimony, plus on top of that, $100,000 in hoeing, and she's living it up. It's making people say, "Damn, is marriage about love anymore?" And I know everybody believes it is. I know all the women that's hearing my voice right now is saying, yes, marriage is about love, but divorce court never asks for half of my love back. In divorce court, they don't ask for half my time. They want half my money. You don't want half my love. You want half my bread.
Listen, Shan.
And then you gotta do
it's crazy that it's a lot of women out here that say love ain't enough. You're gonna have to tack on those extra dollars. You're gonna have to tack on that extra property or whatever the case may be in order for me to sustain in the relationship, let alone keep my interest. And if you don't do that, then I'm a bounce. I'm bouncing out, and I'm taking half of what I never came in here with.
Half of what I never came with. Half of what I never came with, because I'm a hoe and I love getting banged out in fucking gangbang
Bangladesh.
in Bangladesh. I like flying to Bangladesh every couple months and then going to China and then shooting over to Singapore and then swinging around to the fucking Arab Emirates and getting banged out by these wonderful guys, these wonderful businessmen who pay me, while I got a surgeon husband that makes $3 million at home, who gives me everything he wants. And I wake up one day and just because I don't want to be in this relationship no more, so I'm filing for divorce.
I'm making my own money now.
I'm making my own money now. What the fuck I need you for?
I'm making my tax-free money.
Obviously, she was making her money on the back channels. The back channels. I wonder if they sent up a bat signal when she need to be solicited.
On call.
When the solicitations come in, the back channel shines.
Yo, what's really funny is I read in the YouTube chat, she must not have deleted. She must not have took her iMessages off her other device. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I got an iPad and an iPhone. I do not have my messages connected because my iPad is unlocked. And I'm not saying I got anything in it, but I'm just saying I'm wise enough to know I don't want I'm just gonna leave my iPad at home.
Well,
so
hey, Coco, I see you we got you in the green room, Coco. We'll bring you up in just a second.
Shoot, what Shan was talking about kind of reminded me of that comedian. I forgot who said it. I think it was Chris Rock, who going through divorce and all that, and he talking about I'm accustomed to a certain type of lifestyle. I'm accustomed to hitting that coochie about 3 or 4 times a week. Can we get some payments on that?
Bruh, it's wild to me that I mean, because you guys know I've been married twice, right? And I'm married for love, and I'm divorced twice for odd reasons. But you know, my exes is cool. My ex, they're great women. You know, both of them. So I don't have any bad stories. Like, well, I mean, I got some heartache and some shit that shouldn't have happened, but I ain't got no real bad stories, and I think they're great people. But I'm an anomaly, man. I know my divorces was, I got lucky. I hear some fucking horror stories in these divorce in that divorce fucking in divorce court. And so when I think about it, and now I'm learning the stats, and I'm seeing that, you know, women can just, you know, one day wake up and just be like, I'm not happy, and just bounce. Or maybe she thinks the grass is greener on the other side, or maybe the pool boy is laying the pipe while he's at work, and then she just one day thinks that he's gonna fucking take her. Or it could be 100 different reasons, man. And it just says, damn, $3 million a year? Like, I don't make $3 million a year. And if I did, can I look forward to potentially having my
giving
wife
up 25%?
Yeah, after my wife is a hoe and is smashing the homies all over the world.
Listen, that makes you angry. So listen, you were talking about having a bad divorce. I'm not going to spill my guts on how, because my divorce originally wasn't bad. Like, we agreed like a month or two before we actually separated. But what really made it bad is all of the stuff that happened afterwards. And I'm like, I thought it was like, yo, you go your way, I go my way, and we good.
Oh, so it was supposed to be amicable at first?
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, you go that way, I go this way, we good. And then it just spun on his head, and I'm like, I'm good with that. And what's funny, so you were talking about half, Shan, and I'm just gonna leave that whole divorce thing alone. But you were talking about getting half or a quarter of it. I actually dated a girl, and this is crazy. I dated a chick that was making, decent six figures, right? This year, dated a chick that making decent six figures. She had the nerve to tell me when a guy sees a woman that makes six figures, has a nice house, he wants to attach himself to that. I said, what kind of guy guys you been dating? Do you not realize? I almost told her, you must not realize who I am, baby, because your money is nothing to me, like nothing at all. Y'all, I was so offended, but I was like, you know what? That's how she rock. Anyways, that's crazy.
Let me toss this in the ring. I think that happiness resides in yourself. When you get together, get married, compliment to your happiness, that's what I should be. And if that's what I'm not, then I don't think that you should be entitled to my wealth or what I brought into the relationship. I understand the laws of the land. I get it. But if we taking it on face value, if we talking about the merits of a marriage, of a relationship, I think that parting ways should be just parting ways. But that's just my thoughts. And I'm always going to marry for love first. Well, everything else can be built around it. That's the new
like King in the chat says, marrying for love is actually a relatively new phenomenon. My phone is ringing. Hold on. Marrying for love is actually is a relatively new phenomenon. It was actually frowned upon and laughed at during the old times. So here's the thing. People talk about marriage is about duty, right? Everybody has a function, and this is what it's supposed to be. You have a specific duty that you're supposed to be doing for your wife, and wife, you're supposed to have a specific duty that you're doing for your husband. And as King in the chat says, love, that's that new shit. De Beers made the whole engagement ring popular at the turn of the last century. Prior to that, it was no engagement rings, but when they made Diamond is the girl's best friend, that became a marketing scheme. So Do you guys? And I heard you, Daryl. But what about you, Shahid? What about you, Robert? Robert, you've never been married before, right?
No, yeah, I've been married. I'm married at 20. Married at 20, lasted about 4 years, almost 5 years.
If in fact you get married again, or if in fact you get married again, do you think you'll be doing it for love, or will you be doing it because the and this is for you, Shahid, Robert, and Chris. If you hook up with somebody again, will you marry her because you love her, or will you marry her because she is adding something beneficial to your kingdom?
Yeah, for me, it's always been, the duty first. And then once everything falls in line and the jobs are getting done, I'm probably going to fall. I'm going to fall in love with you because of that, because this is what I love. And for you to push that forward and to make that blossom, that's where it's going to flourish at. For me, it's scary because it's just like, let's say I want 5 kids. You could fall in love with a woman that don't want children at all. Now it's like, you know what I mean? What you gonna do when you face with that conundrum? So for me, it's just like, let me lock in with somebody that's willing to give me 5 kids and then work our way down the road that way and let the love naturally fall in its place. But I just think for just me personally, with the love being at the forefront, you get blind. Everything else will take a back seat to that love.
I think for me, I'm probably like the mushy one out of the group, like stupid, extra mushy. So I still want that love to lead the way. I still want that love to lead the way. I want to have somebody that I just love without any reason for me to love them. Now, when I say that, I do. And I realize that I have to qualify that love. I have to qualify their actions so that it actually meets up with my life. But I actually want that person to be somebody that I can't help but to love. I have no control over it. I can't choose to love this person. I just love this person. However, I've been living like that for the past while. And it's been interesting because I feel like I'm at a crossroads to where I'm like, well, I have somebody that's clearly showing me everything that I want in a wife. She is a wife. She's wifey material. And do I allow the love that I feel to groom me into loving her the way that I just want to love somebody? Or do I just go with that feeling like, oh my God, I just can't help it. I love this woman. Like I would do anything for this woman, even though she doesn't do any of those things that I feel like fulfill me. You know what I mean? Just because I'm gonna love her anyway. It ain't gonna hurt whether she does what I want her to do. Or it's not gonna hurt if she don't do it. I'm just gonna be mad. I'm just gonna love her anyway, though. Chris is like, nah, don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro.
Rob, let me throw this at you. But I don't want to redirect you. But you said you want to qualify. What if she's sitting over there quantifying it, saying that I need to count up all of his pennies? Oh, she plays the role like she's in love with you, but she's really counting your ducats and all your assets. What do you do then?
What I've learned is to invest my money wisely. So what I've learned is
I feel you.
so I don't like I will invest in a good time and good dates and whatnot. But after I'm not, I think I said it on stage the other day. I'm not the type of person that's going. I'm not gonna say I'm not the type of person, but I don't believe that I have to take care of a woman until you are my wife. I'm going to show you that I will and that I can, but I'm not gonna just full out take care of all your bills, take care of this, take care of that. I'm gonna help you where I feel comfortable with it. So I'm not gonna just go all out and allow you to fully quantify what it is that I have or don't have. You're not gonna know. Nope. You're gonna get a glimpse, but you ain't gonna know.
So Rob,
hold on, Shan.
You a 50,
Robert, as your big brother, no. We're not. Listen, we're not going off of feelings. We're not going off of, oh, I love her. Listen, F your feelings, right? Like, real talk. Because I'm going to tell you something. You're going to feel good and it's going to be great, but unless you properly vet. So my answer, Shan, is it's got to be both. I got to love them and they got to add value. Because there's been some women that are great and I love them, but I vet them and they don't add value. And there's been some great women that add value but I don't love them. So I'm like, somebody getting some feedback somewhere. So I'm like, listen, I have to have both. And as your brother, Rob, as your big brother, as your elder statesman, Rob, not go into mushy. You got to properly vet them. You got to ask them the right questions. And I'm going to tell you, because I came from a relationship where I was unfulfilled. So I asked my ex-girlfriend, and this is no lie. I asked her, I said, listen, I told her in the very beginning, I give all 5 love languages and I do it consistently, right? She said, well, I actually asked her first because I don't like to show my hand. So I asked her, how do you do your relationships? She said, I said, do you love, what's your love language? She was like, I do all 5. All right, then we got a match. So since she does all 5, what I do is I vet to see if that's what she's gonna do, which means that I allow her the space to do what she's going to do. Welcome, Colin. To do whatever she's going to do, regardless of my influence, which means that if she says that she gives words of affirmation, I'm gonna sit back and wait. So we were together for like 4 months, right? And I said, I have not been affirmed, not once. And I felt inept. And I'm just giving all of this affirmation and, you look great and you're doing a great job and doing my thing and giving gifts consistently and quality time and access. I'm doing all mine, but I'm not getting it back. Did I love my ex-girlfriend? Yes. But my value did not increase when it came to the love languages. And so I kept feeling like my cup was being poured out and I wasn't being poured back into. And that's the last thing you want in a relationship, because what will happen is you'll be empty and you'll be trying to start your car. It's like trying to start a car when it ain't got no gas in it. You just be stuttering. And you, my brother, you can't do that. Go ahead, Shan. It's on you.
No, I was just going because I think I was going to give Robert a lecture on that 50-50 shit, but that's for another topic. What up, Colin? Colin, yo, you heard about that surgeon this week that he found out his wife is a hoe?
Yeah, I've been listening to the whole conversation in the car.
Oh, okay. That's what we was talking about, man. Hey, listen, guys, we got Coco. Her name is Aisha, but her nickname is Coco. We got her in the green room. If you guys are on the live, you can see her up in the small circle there. Let's bring her on. I think she probably has some insight on this, or she may want to ask a question. We'll find that out real quick. Hold on, let me pull her up real quick. Hey, Coco.
Hi, how are you guys?
Welcome.
Thank you. So I was coming on to be messy a little bit, but you guys, but I'm not going to be. I agree with a lot of what you said, but I was just going to play like the devil's advocate, like, what if he was abusive and, what if he drove her to some type of like, I don't know, drug use or something, and she was trying to support her habit. But yeah, I agree with you guys. I don't think people should just marry for the business aspect of marriage, because marriage is actually a business. But there's a huge component called love that must be exercised throughout. And there has to be a balance. Like, and when I say business, like, there are the finances that need to be handled, the home and things like that, that need to be addressed. So there is a portion to the marriage that is about business, but that foundation definitely has to be love. But yeah, I was just going to play the devil's advocate because I thought that,
that women, boy, they stick together, don't they, Chris?
Yeah,
no,
man.
No.
They stick together, don't they?
Who wasn't doing her right? God.
But Coco, let's toss this question. Coco, let us toss this question to you about that particular situation. What value did that woman bring to this doctor who really was out? He was blindsided by finding out what he did. What kind of value did she bring?
Well, and we don't know the whole story, so I can't really speak to that. But she definitely, detracted from his life and what she was doing. I can't say that she didn't add value. She may have, been supportive, been affirming, been, giving the gifts and the quality time, the physical touch. We don't know that. Well, we know she likes physical touch. She was getting it everywhere else, but we don't know that she wasn't giving that to him. But yeah, so I can't really speak to what value she did add, but we definitely see where, she detracted from his life and her extracurricular activities. But and that's unfortunate because, there are single women out there, like me. And I feel like by the time we meet guys, like they're
put it out there that you're single.
Chris, why are you being messy?
You see, she threw that out there real quick. Single women like me.
I didn't mean it like
She's
that.
trying to put herself out there like, I'm single, I'm available.
No, see how you do, Chris? That's not what I was saying. I was saying that.
What kind of value do you bring? Come on, you on stage now, you single. So what kind of value do you bring?
That's
Talk
not
to me.
why I came on stage. That's not Chris. Chris, I do all 5 languages.
I have a question.
You say she do all 5 languages.
So this is what you call a sweet, subtle plug. A sweet, subtle plug.
I just came up here to have fun with you guys. I just came up here to have fun with you guys.
We having fun. So what do you bring to the table?
So I am naturally I'm naturally a visionary, so I bring a lot of vision to the table. I am naturally a builder and a nurturer, and I would say I'm also naturally an empath. So a lot of things that other people have to work at kind of come natural to me. So it's just natural to me to kind of fill out a situation, be the supporter when I need to be, take on a project and take the lead on it when I need to play the background and do the leg work when I need to, be the cheerleader. So I just naturally morph into those roles. So
I like that.
That's just my personality, though.
That sounds all good and dandy from a corporate perspective, but what are the other things that you're bringing to a man on a personal level?
Like,
yeah.
I feel like all of those things apply on a personal level. Like,
I don't need nothing else. She don't got to bring that. I like what, different strokes. I like what she's talking about.
Coco, let me ask you a question real fast. Coco, how old are you?
I'm 39.
No, Queen. How tall?
How tall? I'm 5'6".
Okay. So how tall does your man has to be?
See, Chris, you always starting problems. Like
this is a legitimate question that I'm asking.
So I'm trying to work out of that. My father is 6'5". My brother, he was 6'5". My uncle,
I didn't ask you about your dad.
So that's what I grew up around. So
they dance around, don't they? They be dancing around.
Look,
my uncle,
she like salsa.
So evasive. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, Coco.
All the men that I've dated have been over 6'4".
But what is your preference, though?
Not to say that, at this stage in my life, I've never been married.
So you almost washed up.
So I've had a long-term relationship. No, I've been in a long-term relationship. It just was kind of, I don't know. It was.
She said she willing to go down to 6'2", Chris. She willing to go down to 6'2".
Nah, she still
hasn't directly answered the question. She's been
not at all
evasive.
No,
she gave us a range.
Am I not answering the question, Daryl? I feel like everything that applies on a personal level.
Give me an answer.
That ain't how men think. We ask her, are you hungry? The answer is yes.
Wait, I'm gonna do it like this. I will date a man this tall, feet and inches.
Okay, so I'm 5'6". When I put on heels, I am
said that already.
5'10". I'm probably 5'10". So I would date a man 5'10" and up.
Okay.
So do you wear heels every day?
If you was to ask Casey, are you hungry? She's gonna say, well, I had lunch around 3, and then I had.
And my dad normally makes bologna sandwiches.
And it's like, well, so I'm not sure if I should go and get. It's like, baby, are you hungry? I just asked you, are you hungry? I didn't ask you what lunch.
I didn't know that's what
do you want some fries or do you want a salad? I mean,
why can't I have both?
Say it.
Why can't I have
Say
both?
it. Like, I would like fries and a salad. I literally just asked you.
I would like to have my cake and eat it too.
A chicken and steak salad with sweet potato fries. So
that's
it's a salad.
That's how we like to communicate. There you go. Cool. I'll bring you one. And it's just that
right.
simple.
Or watch this. I want a salad from Zaxby's. I want fries from Waffle House, even though they don't serve fries. Just.
And I want a vanilla shake from Chick-fil-A. So, yeah.
And guess what? If you specifically say everything you want, I guarantee you can get it. That's it.
Listen, Coco, it's all take home. It's all take home. It's no carry out here. It's all take home.
Facts. So, Coco, I'm gonna ask you one more question.
Okay.
Do you believe that you build your relationship in wearing heels?
No.
Or do you believe do you build your relationship in the house?
You definitely build your relationship in the home. You definitely in the heart. In the
so
mind.
what does heels have to do with height if your relationship is built on your feet and not on your shoes? All right, I'm done.
So it is superficial
aesthetics
of me. It is. I own that.
Call it aesthetics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Accountability. Heard a little bit of accountability there.
That's all I wanted. I want nothing else.
Superficial, but I gave you guys the basis though. My father is tall. All the men in my life were tall, so that's just what I.
We don't need to see now you covering it up with excuses.
No. I'm not. I'm just saying that's where it came from. It's superficial. I acknowledge that, but where it came from was just my environment.
Okay.
Hold on. We have late breaking news from Wes in the Wes. What you got for us?
Wes in the building.
From enslavement to mass incarceration.
Real quick, before we do that, Colin, go ahead and do your introduction. We did miss you a little bit.
Did she have a question at all?
Say what?
Did she have a question at all? Because we just
she had a question. She just wanted to shoot with us. So, Colin, go ahead and do your intro. And Wes, right after Colin, introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, everyone. Colin Hardiman, executive producer and founder of Amazing Media. Amazing Media is a digital media company specializing in online events and event coverage. Always glad to be here for our fourth. What is this, our fourth episode? Yeah, glad to be here for our fourth episode and glad to share this stage with these amazing fellas. But over to you, Wes. You're muted, bruh. Glad to share this.
Got to take yourself off mute, Mr. West.
I think he's so on himself because he's been mud wrestling and he been getting all of the ladies from Tuesday.
He been on adventures.
Talking, he gonna be so smooth.
Yeah, y'all must have had a magnificent room because it carried over into some clubs. Mr. West, on you, brother.
Listen, Wes was the man. Everybody was picking Wes.
They in the audience. They in the chat. All the girls that wanted Wes 2 nights ago is in the chat tonight. They wanted to see him.
Facts.
I'm saying.
I know. Go ahead,
Wes, I'm filmmaker out of Los Angeles, California. Filmmaker among other things. But I'm here for it, brothers.
Look, he's so laid back. He got that post-nut clarity.
Hey, we still got Coco on the horn.
Yeah,
Coco's still in the room.
Yeah, she's still in the room. She's still up.
Hey, Coco, this is one thing I just want to share with you. When a man gets married, he's not worried about the height and stature, how tall you stand, because everything is the same height when it's all horizontal.
It seems to line up just right?
Oh man,
this is true, but My legs better not be longer than his. That's gonna be a problem.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that, but I hear you.
Yeah, that's a tall tree. You could chop that tree down.
That is hilarious.
Yo, I was trying to get some. I was listening to most of it as I was trying to get in here. And did anyone mention that he might? How can I say this? Anatomically, not have been
endowed.
I thought about that.
He's not endowed.
Challenge.
Yeah, I mean that's a real possibility. So
Wes,
yeah.
my brother.
But she was. Go
Wes,
ahead,
my
Darren.
brother.
Yes.
You can't get a quality port of call when a whole bunch of ships then sail through the canal, bruh.
I'm saying it wasn't like she just had one Cadillac. You know what I mean? She had everything. She had all type of foreign vehicles up in there.
Look, man, if his dick, if he doesn't know how to fuck, if the doctor didn't know how, first of all, he's a spinal surgeon. So I'm hoping that he has some kind of anatomy classes and shit to understand what women need. But if he don't know how to fuck, if his dick is too small, whatever the case may be, she's an international hoe. She was an international.
Some movie
hoe.
title right there.
She wasn't smashing the homie. She wasn't smashing the pool guy. She wasn't smashing the. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the mailman. It wasn't fucking, the guy.
And it wasn't something that he can just let pass. Because a person could let one of those things pass. But I'm making millions of dollars, and you going out hoeing. You doing this as a hobby. This is something you do in your pastime. You're not gonna stop that for me.
Listen, I blame him. He should have vetted better. He should have been more focused and paying attention to her and what she's doing overseas and all of that other stuff. He probably was like, "Oh yeah, baby, go ahead and do your thing," or whatever. I heard Shan mentioning about the beauty company or whatever she might have been supposed to be launching or whatever the case is. He should have cared more. He should have been more involved, and perhaps he would have saw what the reality of it was.
Facts.
Wes is simping. It's your simp night tonight, Wes.
That's what I'm here to do, baby.
But she was doing it in the beginning of the relationship, throughout the middle of the relaip, up until he found out. It wasn't like he was lacking.
He just excused the international hoe.
Ain't no excuse for the way she was doing it. It ain't like she just picked up the hobby. No, she was doing this from beginning, middle, and end, man. Like she loved him enough to marry him. He wasn't missing anything when she chose to marry the dude. So now that
she just has an occupation, right?
Yes.
I'm just gonna say that what she was doing was just an occupation like anybody else's. If she was a politician, she would have been potentially just as much, if not more than a hoe. Just by the nature of the job, right? You're selling access and friendliness to somebody's agenda. So
I would rather my woman sell an agenda, sell a lie, than to sell her body. If that, you can sell the agenda, you can sell a lie to millions of people. Don't sell your body to everybody in China.
So Coco, help me out. Yeah. So can you give me the psyche of a woman? Because we're not women, and so we can't think like women. Okay. What do you think is a valid reason as to why a woman who was almost Miss USA, ticks all the boxes on the beauty side. She married a multi-millionaire surgeon, and decided to become a high class escort, international escort. What do you think, from a women's perspective? Can you help us wrap our head around that, or as to why a woman would want to even consider doing something like that?
Honestly, Shan, the first thing that comes to mind is some sort of sexual trauma that she's experienced. So maybe there might have been like childhood sex trafficking, and she might have been, and if not sex trafficking on a professional level, it might have happened at home. She might have been touched by her father. She might have been touched by her father's friends. Her parents could be drug addicts, and they, lend her out for money and favors and things like that. And that really affects a person long term. And if it goes untreated, she's going to continue to repeat that pattern and those behaviors. They're learned at a very young age. So that, to me, when a woman is very promiscuous like that, there is usually some sort of sexual trauma that happens at a very young age. So I would say she probably was a victim of that. And it started young, and it became second nature to her. And just to kind of give you guys kind of like a different perspective on it. Like when young men are touched by an older man, they still get an erection and all this type of stuff, and they're not attracted to that man. But their body, the physiological part of it, still responds to those things. And he may grow up and, feel like he's attracted to men and go into, that type of lifestyle. Whereas, it happened to him at a young age. Involuntarily, his body responded. So if she was violated at a young age, involuntarily, her body probably responded, and she probably got some type of pleasure out of it. And so she dissociated in order to deal with it, but she associates that pleasure with that act, and so she seeks after it. And that's the only thing that comes to my mind quickly with a circumstance like that, because she was she had all kinds of opportunities available to her, being in the beauty industry, but she also had herself wide open to predators. You guys think about it. The Olympics are happening right now, and who's the doctor? I believe his name is Dr. Nasser. He had access to young teens, male and female, and violated many of them for decades. So when you're out there in the public eye and you're doing these types of events, there are exchanges that take place that as a child you feel like you have no control over, but your body may respond, and then you become conditioned and you repeat that pattern. So that's the only thing that I could think, because it's just not natural the way that she was doing things. So I would say that there's some type of trauma.
It reminds me, because on my podcast last night, I do a few podcasts.
Can you guys hear me?
Where is that?
Yeah, we hear you, King.
Yeah, King, that came in. Go ahead, Wes. Or Shan.
I was talking on my podcast the other day about perpetual poverty. Some people, I was discussing how some people, when they start to get to a certain level of success, because they have such an impoverished mind, they will shoot themselves in the foot. And I know people like that. So I know people who I know people here in Los Angeles, people that I've mentored and people that's worked for me, who I've took them out of the dirt, polished them up, got them together, got them a car, got them everything that they needed, and was like, okay, good, you on the right track. And soon as some people get on the right track to prosperity, to financial freedom, they get scared. And they say, oh shit, it looks like I'm about to be successful in this. Let me shoot myself in the foot, or let me go get arrested for a DUI, or let me go get into a fight with somebody, or let me just act out, because all I know is poverty. All I know is trauma. All I know is hood. All I know is ghetto. I don't want to know what it's like to make good money. I don't want to know what it's like to purchase a house. But I can navigate and squander. I can navigate living on sofa to sofa and bouncing around the city. And I've been doing that for 20 years. And so I don't want to do anything better than that. And so when you speak on this young lady who potentially may have been molested, it doesn't matter that she picked up a multimillionaire doctor husband.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter that. So what you're telling me is that it doesn't matter that she potentially was going to represent the United States as Miss USA and gallivant around the world with getting different endorsements and doing wonderful things, because of her trauma is gonna trump all of that.
You just said
I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Functional in it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just saying she may be functional in it because I know that I've heard about people with, addictions, and they're functional addicts. And so she may, at some level, be functional with her addiction or with her trauma, but it always rears its ugly head when left untreated. So it's not that didn't matter. She just didn't have, it doesn't sound like she has the tools to deal with it.
Or she might just love sex.
Thank you.
Let me pose a question to the gentleman. Maybe not now, wherever we are in our life, but at some point, many of us, and this is maybe a statement, half question, whatever the case is, if you want to chime in on it. But for a lot of us gentlemen, I'm sure at some point of our life, not necessarily now, but at some point in our life, we imagined being a porn star, being any other type of being in. Look, Colin. But many of us imagined that, or if we were given the opportunity, we would have taken it. So, and that for us gentlemen, it may not have been. I don't know all of our in-depth background, but I know I was at a place where I would have been like, "Oh yeah, sign me up."
Shannon and myself, we were in the best position to go that route, being in the film industry. But go ahead.
Indeed. And had it been at the right time and the wrong time in my life, I might have gone down that road. Had I been in LA prior to when I got to LA and it was proposed, I absolutely probably would have gone down that road, at least for a minute. I mean, I've been doing it for free for a long time. So the point of the matter is, and many of us, I can only speak for myself, but many of us men who might have had that thought, we also were not abused sexually or otherwise in such a way that would have impacted us. It would have just been a choice. Now, the last thing I'll say to that is, consider the fact that a woman might have the same amount of masculine energy that I might have. And while I'm not a fan of really going down that road too much, but the reality of it is it's true that some women operate like that, like from their core, they move like men. We've all met them especially when it comes sexually. They know what they want. They're aggressive when it comes to it, and they enjoy it the way that a man does. And and you ain't got to kick them out and send them home. They jump in their own Uber. They're out the bed before you roll over. So to that point, though, that means that if it can be true for men, it can certainly be true for women. That some women who do whatever it is that she's doing in her particular field, if I can call it that, and I think we can. It might just been a pleasure for her, something that she decided, hey, I might as well get paid to do what I love to do. And it could be as simple as that. And I say that because I've known women who it really is that simple for.
And that's why she's going through divorce.
Biblically.
So Wes, this is King. So me, I kind of lean towards what Wes is saying. I don't discriminate against sex workers. Sex workers range from strippers to escorts, right? And I don't really porn stars. I do not discriminate against sex workers. But I would like to say, Shan, I don't think she's living from a place where she likes to navigate through squander. All the men she dealt with were men that made a large amount of money, to the point that she brought in like 500 or 700,000.
No, King. I was juxtaposing that. I was juxtaposing an answer that Coco gave me in using poverty as an example that could be equal to that. Not her. She probably came from riches. She probably came from money and riches and all that kind of stuff
like that. Pageants take money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So my thing is more so, I believe, and I believe she was in full control. I believe she was a predator. I believe she was a glutton. I believe that she wanted everything and she just got caught her webs of lies. She was almost making. I don't think she was traumatized. I don't think it had anything to do with that. I believe that she was a person that wanted what she wanted, her cake, and she could eat it too. She had all these men that was giving her money, and she had a guy.
Got a rush from it.
Yeah, she got a rush from it. She was a predator. She was, remember, if you're making money, if you're trained to be in a pageant, that means you're making money at that time because of your beauty. Your beauty is your source of income, and also, you know, how to charm men, and how to, you know, appeal to men of that level. So she knew what she was doing. She just got caught at the end, and you know what? She's not gonna stop. She's gonna find someone else that's gonna fall victim to her. And so that's how we can't blame people who are predators and say they went through a traumatic past, even though that could be a cause of it. But what are you doing now? Because it's a behavior that she accepted. She married a doctor and still continued to lie to him, and never even graduated college. So she didn't even get to Connecticut. Miss Connecticut, she didn't even win that fully. So her whole life was a lie. She was a pathological liar. And I don't know if we should feel any sympathy for. What about the man? What about the doctor who married a woman that lied to him? He feels betrayed. What about his feelings?
To me, the trauma thing, even if it was trauma, she maybe didn't have the wherewithal, but she ran into the perfect place where she had all the resources in the world to get the best help possible to get past whatever trauma that was there. And I understand that that's a difficult thing to approach, a difficult thing to get over, a difficult thing to get past. But she damn sure had the means to do it, you know. So I don't see it as trauma. I see it as that's what she was.
It does. It comes down to choices, and she's making choices day by day. She's making choices. She could choose to get help. I still think it's deviant behavior because women value security, and so if she married a doctor and you know he's in a certain field, he's providing her with a certain lifestyle. That's security, and it's not natural to just buck that and risk that and put it on the line, you know, every time, you know, you step out of the house because you're going to another man. That's not natural. That's deviant behavior because women, you know, at our core, we value security. So the fact that she is doing it and continues to do it, she is making a choice to do it. She does have the resources at her fingertips should she choose to get help, but it's deviant. It absolutely, I mean, and she might love sex, but that too points to an addiction if it's with man after man after man after man after man, because she's putting her security at risk every time, not just her financial security, social security, but her physical security, you know. So it's to me, you know, that's very deviant behavior.
Coco, are you a professional therapist or psychologist? Just curious.
I went to school for psychology and communications, but I'm an IT professional.
I can hear it.
Hey.
I can hear it. You're very articulate and well spoken in the field. I mean, just listening to you speak, I almost feel like I'm sitting on a sofa. So, and then just to find out you're a coder. You turn out to be a coder. Okay, all right, that's cool.
Hey,
I'm a designer.
Carla,
I do front end and back end.
All right,
Yes, Coco, and thank you for coming up also and not you know, using your fingers to type, but actually coming on and using your mouth to speak. So really appreciate that. And yes, that was shade.
I appreciate you, Coco. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shan. Thank you, fellas. I enjoyed being on stage with you guys. I had to come on and say hi because Chris called me a troll the last time I was in the other room. So I had to let Chris see that I wasn't a troll. I'm just shy. That's all.
That's not true. That's not true. What we're not going to do is we're not going to lie. Okay? Chris doesn't do things like that.
You didn't call me a troll. You said I didn't have an Instagram.
Let's find a way to mute her mic.
And I didn't have a bio.
Not true.
Yo, you don't remember that?
Do you have it recorded? Do you have it recorded?
No, I don't have it recorded.
Never happened. My brother Chris
if
never
it's
did
not,
anything
listen,
like that.
I used to work for the bank. I used to work for several other companies, people that say things like this, collection agencies. If it's not documented, it didn't happen. So therefore,
it didn't happen. Okay,
happen.
Shaggy. Okay, Shaggy.
It wasn't me. They call me red-handed. It wasn't me.
I know we don't want to beat a dead horse too much, but yeah, I'm just struck by the sexual addiction thing. Where's the line between, what? So here's what I would say. Mm-hmm. What a lot of women, because a lot of women would call men's behavior our regular sexual appetite deviant, just because it exceeds their own. And so where is the line between a high sexual drive, a high sexual appetite, and addiction? So and I think we got to be careful with throwing that word around because my drive is usually high, not always, but usually high, and I remember being at a place beyond where I am. I remember once upon a time I actually thought to myself, man, do I have an addiction? And I realized for myself that I didn't. But
you self-evaluated?
You might want to get a second opinion.
So I think I'm not addicted, but I can tell you that if you ask me, do I love intercourse? I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I can talk about it.
Would you fly all over the world? Would you fly all over the world doing it, getting paid for it, making
but the same, he getting paid 10 racks. Chris on his way.
So here's the thing. I'm not all over the world. I kind of have. Shut up, Chris. Never mind. I'm not answering that.
Yo,
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that.
Yo, check this out though. What if Shan, come back for this one, bro? Yo, what if she knows the man? So we're looking at these people at the exterior. We're looking at his pockets. We're looking at her, what she does, and what he does for a living or whatever. But what if she's looking at the man that she's with, and he knows, because he might be providing for her. He might be providing for her only that which he wants her to have, only enough to sustain her during their relationship and to be what he wants her to be. But he might not be a provider in the way that sets her up to do her own thing and to be secure in a way that if he wasn't there, she would be okay. We don't know that. She might know that she's with a greedy, selfish son of a bitch, right? And so what she's doing is not going out there for sex. She could be going out there to put away a nest egg for herself because she understands something that we don't, which is the character of the man. I don't want to let him off the hook. I just don't, and not that I'm blaming him. Look, Shan. Don't look at me like
hey, that's a valid point, though, Shan. It is valid.
But the reality of it is that she might know something that we don't about his character, and she might be in self-protection mode. Now, granted, part of that mode could be that she could be broken in those ways when it comes to security from her past experiences. But there's bits and pieces of this thing that we have to consider beyond just his pockets.
Then leave.
She might be doing that. She might have been doing that. She might have been putting herself in a position.
No, she was doing it for 5 years though. That's 5 years of putting herself in position.
Yo. Now there's plenty of women. I've known of marriages where they were 10 years or 20-year marriages, but she's been planning to leave for 5 to 10 years. Stacking away
but
chips.
those are long term. Can somebody go look up real quick? Can somebody Google when these two people got married? Because I hear what you're saying, but that's usually after 20 years. That's after a couple decades.
What's his name again, Shan?
Let me see. I'll pull it up.
And while you're doing that, Shan, I've seen relationships where it was shorter, where it was like 6, 7, 8 years, and half of that time, after she decided that it wasn't going to work for her, but she knew who she was with. She started her exit strategy that far in advance. Now, granted, her exit strategy wasn't necessarily this woman's, but this is what the woman has at her disposal. So, most women do whatever they can.
His name is Dr. Han Jo Kim and Regina Turner. He's only 41 years old. She's only 32. She's been doing this since 2015. So if she's 32 and we're going back, 6 years?
November 2015.
Let's see. So she settled their, I think they settled their divorce, but she's earned nearly $700 since 2015. I don't know when they got married though. If anybody can find out when
November
they got married.
27, 2015.
Wait, so she was doing this at the honeymoon, Wes? They got married in 2015. She's been traveling, going to Pound Town since 2015.
Endorsements.
Yep.
So
listen again. I don't want. I get.
He wasn't getting sexual provisions.
Wes, this is where you say, okay, my bad. This is where you say, oh, okay, yeah, that it ain't that then. That's where you interject that part.
Hey man, I go down with the ship. I'm gonna ride that thing till
she was doing it while they were dating. That wasn't new. She was doing it while they were dating.
So let's talk about what was wrong with him that he didn't recognize all of this. I'm gonna tell you what was probably wrong with him. His excess financially allowed him to not pay attention to her.
She came with a good excuse. She came with, my grandma died, left me $500,000. I started a beauty business. I'm traveling
Wes,
to
it was
beauty
only
conferences and such and such.
It was only $3 million a year, and he only made $3 million a year. He ain't no billionaire.
No, I get it, but his excess. I hear that. But let me ask you this: what allows him to say it's the where he's at financial that allows him to not really investigate anything about this woman that even during the marriage, like. We're having conversations, right? If me and my woman, we're talking. If her grandmother has died and left her something, I have questions, just general questions, not investigatory questions, but just general. Oh man, so your grandmother died. What she die of? Really, how's your mom doing? How are people taking it? Like I'm like. Hey, I got it's nothing for us to jump on a jet and let's go support your mom during this time. And just in those kind of caring ways, things get revealed about the grandmother, about that. It would come out. It would slip out if something wasn't lining up. You got to be paying attention.
That's exactly where the vetting comes in, and what I was sharing with Robert earlier. You so feely in love. You're not asking the proper questions to vet people to make sure they are the right kind of person. Because if you're asking the right questions, here's the thing: you're not going to have a lot of that stuff run right over your head. With that being said, I do want to thank you, KC, for coming up and sharing with us tonight, man. You have
Coco. I'm
sorry, not KC. Okay, Coco.
KC is scared, not Coco.
Yeah. Coco, you have been a plum-pleasing pleasure. We are going to slip you back down to the audience.
Before Coco leaves, Coco, you're absolutely beautiful, and it's been a pleasure to have you on stage with us. I just have one exit question for you. Do you like to mud wrestle?
I love it. I've never done it before, but the idea makes me excited.
Salute, Coco.
So let's find a way to mute Wes's mic, because that's not gonna work every week.
Somebody, y'all need to find out what state Coco live in. Somebody need to
I'm saying, I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, let me add that to the list of dates.
Saying all the right stuff tonight.
Wes is on 30,000. So what city are you in, Coco?
I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, do you ever been to LA?
I've never. Well, I drove from LAX actually. My brother lived in 29 Palms.
Give a straight answer.
Stationed there. So I drove from LAX
Yes.
to
No.
Palm Desert, 29 Palms, but I didn't actually spend any time in LA other than getting the rental and leaving out.
Okay.
So
Coco.
She's not gonna answer the question directly.
Wes is in LA. Thank you,
listen.
Coco, for coming up. We appreciate you, Queen.
I enjoyed you fellas. Thanks for having me.
And make sure you date somebody 5'7" because heels don't matter in Jesus' name. With that being said, I do want to take a moment and find a way to mute her mic too.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Coco. Have a good one. I do want to take a moment to lies. Want to take a moment to address everybody who's live with us. Leah, International E, Carla, everybody else in the comments. We see you guys. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you like and share this live with everybody and your friends. You can share it to your Facebook page, YouTube page, Instagram, that we are currently live. Ask a Black Man Anything, the most phenomenal show that gives you great feedback, and literally you can have guys answer any question in the cosmos, right? With that being said, I do want to bring up this. If you're currently on Clubhouse, we are live. You can join us at youtube.com/Ask a Black Man Anything. And up next is Monica. We appreciate you, Queen, for being so patient.
No problem.
I appreciate you for coming. Let's go ahead and slip her. Hey, Queen, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Monica, welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. You literally can ask us any question you want. What question do you have for us tonight?
So earlier you had mentioned something about a woman adding value. And so I was curious what everyone's perspective was, because I know everyone's value can be different. So I'm curious what means add value to you all.
Oh, so this is you're speaking about when we were talking about when I had asked the fellas would they get married for utility,
love,
or would they get married for love? And then their answers that they were giving me back was, well, she has to be, I'm gonna have to love her, but she's also gonna have to bring me value. And then you're saying, well, what do you mean by value? What do you men mean when you say a woman has to bring you value? What the hell does that mean? You know, guys? Chris, you especially, because you're the one that said it.
Sorry, I'm trying to bring the prophet on real fast.
Okay, Shahid, where's Shahid here? Okay, no, let me ask Shahid.
Yeah, you guys take that, and I'll be right back. I'm getting
So Shahid, when you said it's going to be both, if initially it's going to be about you, that's going to make you love her because you love what you do. What do you mean? Does she have to be a horse wrangler? Does she have to understand? You know, what do you mean when she has to bring value to you, Shahid? What do you mean? And you know what? This is for all y'all fellas. What do y'all when y'all? Because women don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. When people say, "What are you bringing to the table?" You know, I got a table right here. And people say, "Well, what do you bring to the table?" Right? What do you men want a woman to bring to the table specifically?
So for me, I mean, I'm not necessarily looking for anybody to add value to myself because I'm my own valuable individual, right? So you have to add value to the union. So for me, and within that, adding value to me is just like, don't be my father, the very first conversation me and my father ever had about women was, he said, make sure she's an asset, not a liability. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like, there can't be any deficiencies. You don't even have to be proficient, just don't be deficient, right? Because for me, I believe that I have what it takes to get the job done on my own. But if you're taken away from me and it's deficiency, then I can't do that. So for me, it's like, bring me peace, bring me serenity. And if you got that, I'm good. But I mean, obviously I want you to be able to bring a lot of other different things. But it's not like, I'm not looking for any woman's money. I'm not, I'm looking for just basic principle things like can you mother a child? You know, it's great. Like, you can be an amazing girlfriend, amazing wife, but that don't mean you're gonna be a great mother. You know what I mean? I'm looking for those sort of things. That's what I mean when I say things like that.
I agree with Shahid. I definitely agree with Shahid in regards to that. I just think that when a woman adds value to my life, Shahid hit the point. It's just peace, right? But also, you know, this thing about complacency, especially men like us. When we get a woman, I bet you that woman becomes complacent, and whatever they were doing before, it's like, what happened? Because we're men, we take care of our business. So for me to add value is, I need a woman that's not complacent. And she's always inspiring me to do better. She's always improving me or wants me to improve. And she's a self-starter, right? You don't need me to tell you what to do to make things right. And I hate to say it, I think men are more considerate and better listeners than women might let us believe. Most men on this panel, I guarantee you, women don't really listen to you. They have their own narrative and they think they know what you want. But has a woman ever asked you what you want? We men, we ask you. We ask women, what do you want? And we let you know if we can fulfill it or not. Women don't do that with us. So for me, I need a woman that's inspiring, attentive, and brings that form of peace. That's how you add value to me. And if you do that, then I don't need you to get money. I could get money myself. I could get money for both of us. But I need you to do those other things. That's just me.
Who's that?
Rob, because he took my word. I actually wrote complacency down. I can't. That's one of my things is I don't like to feel stuck. I don't like to feel stagnant. I like to feel like we always growing in some sort of way. And for me, that no complacency, when he said that, I'm like, that's right on point. I like to have somebody that can challenge me mentally. And if you're complacent, you're not going to challenge me mentally. You're going to probably annoy me mentally. I want somebody that can, challenge me with thinking about stocks and thinking about relationships, thinking about love, thinking about rabbit hole shit. I want to go down a rabbit hole and see if you can go down in that rabbit hole just as deep as I can. So that to me is one of the biggest things. If you're able to, I already told you I'm mushy. One of the things that I validate the mushy with is, can you capture my mind as well? You can capture my heart and I can have all these feelings. But if I'm not constantly thinking about how you trap my mind, how you grab my mind, I'm not there for the stay. I'm there for the play.
So for me, I personally do not like that question of what do you bring to the table? Because it doesn't matter how loud they say it. I'm submissive, I'm this, they could scream it to the heavens. The actions are always going to be louder. So one thing I was talking about today, and one thing that was reminded to me that, you'd see people's true colors in the 5 to 6 month range. So that's why courting, that's why vetting is especially important. And that's why usually the ring doesn't come until after 6 months, 7 months if you truly found somebody that's compatible with you, because humans can't keep up the facade that they're playing, in 5-6 months. 5-6 months.
Some of them are good though. Some are good. I'm gonna just throw that out there. Some will go 2 years and take you all the way to the altar, and then reveal themselves after the fucking honeymoon. But go ahead.
Those spin artists, but so even with my internships, that's why I do 6 month internships. That's why jobs have a 6 month probation, because they want to feel you out, see who you are, who you really are. So if a woman, like everyone said, is my peace, she respects my boundaries, is feminine and just respectful. So really these are things that you find out over that 5-6 month time that you're courting. And you hear that from time to time where it's just like, if a woman gets on, you'll see if a woman gets on your program or not. Because basically when you're vetting, she's basically getting on your program. You're establishing your boundaries, things like that. And then in return, you're having those discussions and things like that. And, she's asking you, or she should be asking you, what is your intent with me? Like, what are your intentions with me? And then as a man, whatever your preferences are, you're telling her, hey, I'm going to provide for you. I want to take care of you. I'll take care of the household, all that kind of stuff. You just take care of the home, raise the kids, all that kind of stuff. But like I said, it's really just the actions that you see with the woman. But for me, like I said, as long as she's respectful of my boundaries, it's feminine and encouraging, those are the top three things I look for. I yield the mic.
So, King and Clifford, if you guys can do a 10-second introduction real quick, and then I'll come after you guys and I'll say what gives me what values for me.
Okay, what's up? This is King. Just happy to be here. I'm sorry I was late. I went out on a birthday dinner. I'm back now, and I'm here to participate and contribute. Please go and get Love and Life Through the Eyes of Travel. I would run upstairs in my beautiful duplex to get it, but I'm kind of lazy right now and I was drinking, you know what I mean? But I want to say I appreciate everybody. And that's it. Thank you.
Clifford Clark, everybody. Good evening and good to see all the fellows tonight. Hello to all of our esteemed guests. We're happy to have you guys all on. I'm sorry I'm late. On Thursdays, I work late. I'm a pastor and a clinician, so I just finished my caseload for the day, seeing my last client. And so better late than never. Happy to join you guys. Follow me on Facebook, Clifford J. Clark. Same handle on Instagram, Clifford J. Clark. And then my website is transparentprofessionalcounseling.com.
Appreciate you, Clifford. Wanna give deference to Jamal real quick. Jamal, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hey, Jamal, do your quick intro, 10 seconds, real quick.
What's going on, y'all? It's Jamal. Just ready to be with y'all guys. Sorry about being late. Got a flight, but ready to get into this question. Let's go.
I think Trill is here too, no? Is Trill gone?
He was.
Yeah, he had a dip. He'll be back probably.
Yeah, YouTube is doing, Zoom is doing something crazy where it's dropping people in and kick them out and they got to come back. Anyways, so the question to me was, what do I feel is what brings value, right? So, so that I don't try to go too long. So value to me means this: do you make my life easier? So I'll give you an example. I was married for 15 years. I have been cooking since 2007, full time for my kids. Meaning I cook at least 2 to 3 times a week. So I feed the children a full course meal, right? A full meal, right? A starch, a vegetable, and a meat, right? I've been doing that since 2007. And if you can't make me come out of the kitchen because you don't have that skill, you're not at value, right? If you can't make me go sit down because what you do is not as good as what I do, or not better than what I do, or you don't even ask me, hey, you know what? Sit down, honey. Let me take care of this, right? Even if I tell you that I've been cooking forever, right? Your food should be prettier than mine. My kids should be like, ooh, I want to eat that, right? If you have children, our kids should have that, right? You should be able to see and notice that I'm having a rough day because you're in tune with not only me, but within the God in me, right? So I may not be able to articulate the moment what I feel, and what I will need is for you to be able to say, hey, you know what, honey, let me. And that's King's book. He's holding it up. Go ahead. There it is. So you should be able to say, you know, honey, I need you to just, go and take a break, or go and go to the basketball court, or go run, or go really, I'm here to be your stress reliever. If you're my wife, right? Do what wives do to relieve stress, right? Have to be you can't be me, you can't be the head of our relationship, because that does not add value. Because as I was explaining to the fellas before we came on to the podcast tonight, I don't fight for what the leadership position that I've already been placed in. So if you are headstrong, super assertive, alpha woman and believe that you have to dominate your man, I don't. You can go find a man that works for, but I don't need that kind of woman in my relationship, because you can do all of those things and be that outside of me. But when you come home to me, understand that we together are a team and we work together. You don't have to try to be over me, because I'm not going to try to lord over you. So that's where I'll drop it, and I'll toss it to any of the other fellows who want to chop it up. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, I'll say the question again. Was it about what we desire? What was the full question?
Sure.
About. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead and repeat your question.
Monica? No, so Monica was asking, we were talking earlier, Jamal, about if you were to get remarried or married, based on this surgeon out of New York whose wife is for his entire marriage, she's been out there being a prostitute.
Yeah, she's doing her thing.
Yeah. International prostitute, right? And what's the hope for marriage if you can make $3 million a year and your wife is still out there hoeing? So my thing was, well, fellas, if you guys was to get married, would you do it for love or would you do it for utility? And so they were explaining it, but then Monica heard the answers, and she was like, well, on the utility side, what is it that men are saying that they want a woman to bring? If value is what you're asking for a woman to bring, can you please define value? So for you, Jamal, if you were to go on a long-term relationship with a woman, whether it's marriage or whether she just became your life partner or whatever, one, what is more important to you, love or utility? And if it's utility, or it even has a combination of both, what does that value mean to you? What does she have to bring specifically? Can you define that?
Right. Off the bat, for me to get married, it's got to be both. Like we're not going to do that, because to be honest with you, as a man, dating is fun. And a lot of men don't like saying that because we feel that women don't like dating as much. Dating is fun. So for me to stop dating and be with one person, has to be both. The love has to be their utility. For me, utility isn't just tangible. Now, I do want a woman that's making a decent amount of money. I know I might be one of the few that cares about that, but nah. All y'all got degrees, y'all got these jobs, y'all got these things. I want some of that too. So I need that. So that's one. I'm just saying, I need that because I'm doing it. They bringing it. I need that. So
that check.
Yeah, but Colin, it's funny that you said that, because a lot of these women don't realize that men do really love dating. They don't know that.
Yeah.
But here's a little pushback. Men who have options love dating. There's men that's complacent and they just want to settle as soon as possible because they know they don't have options. They know that they can't get the woman that they want, so they hate dating. They hate it with a passion. When they can't afford the woman that they want, or when they don't have no charm to bring in the woman that they want, they hate dating. But guys like you, Robert, Daryl, Clifford, Chris, Shan, West,
don't name me.
Everybody.
I don't got no game.
Okay.
So King, let me rephrase. The men that these women want love dating. Let's put it like that.
That's better.
Okay.
That's better. Men
So
that
Jamal,
women want love dating. They love dating.
So Jamal, if you say that she has to bring both, if you saying both of them are required, Monica is asking, define specifically this value side. Everybody.
Okay, got you.
We understand
all right,
the love side. Love is kind of universal for all of us, but what does the value mean to you specifically for you, brother?
So first of all, the career, cool. Value also is helping in terms of how we manage the household, in terms of, are you good with finances? And I heard that part before I came in about asset and liability. And part of that is knowing how to spend, knowing how to budget, knowing how to put things together. Not that I don't, But I want a partner who's not just going to be lackadaisical or loose with finances or things that matter with running the house. Also support, because all these things I'm asking for, I'm giving to her. So support in whatever business ventures I'm doing, I would want that as well. That's adding value. And then being fun. You got to be fun. Like, and a lot of people think they're fun just because men want to sleep with them. But you have to actually be fun and provide an experience that makes me want to come back to you without sex. Because people think, oh, if it's sex, I'm going to come back. I need you to provide an experience that can stimulate me intellectually as well. Like, we can have fun, we can do all that other stuff, but that value comes in speaking to all facets of my life. So the financials, cool. The support, cool. Helping run the house and do all that, cool. And when I say run the house, ladies, that doesn't mean you're going to be a slave, because people get caught up on words. That doesn't mean you're going to be a slave. Like, we're men. We grew up doing chores. I was the only child. I know how to do chores. I know how to keep my house clean. Any single man that is dating women knows to keep his house clean when women come over. So let's kill that.
5 minutes. Stop that. 5 minutes.
Hold on.
House clean. You know she coming over?
Let's put a pin in that real quick, because there are some men that don't realize that they need to clean their cars, their homes, their bedrooms, their bathrooms.
Well, them niggas wild.
Bring around the tub. Some men don't know that, and I'm just like, I don't understand.
Them niggas wild.
Women come over and you like, I've heard women complain about it. How you don't know to do that? But anyway,
I mean, the mini bathroom.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not gonna lie.
They gotta know that. You gotta have it smelling right. Everything. The sheets gotta be clean. Like, come on.
Yeah,
like,
but you gotta blame the woman because on that one. And I'm gonna give pushback, because if a man doesn't know that, either his mother didn't instill those values, or what type of woman are you dating? What type of woman are you dating that tolerated that? Right?
Well,
and then where your finances where you can't get a cleaning person. So 3 things. Your mother didn't teach you, or you weren't paying attention, laziness, or you don't have the finances to get someone to clean it. Or the third thing is, where are the women in your life that you like and you want to be attracted to? Because they will come and clean it for you and show you how they want to live if you want to be with them. So I'm confused.
Typically, that's the case.
Nah, King. So, what you talking about, Newt?
No, Shane. Some women. So I'll give you an example. When I first moved into my place, I had a dingy couch. Right, a young lady was like, "I don't want to sit on that couch," because I had just moved in. Right. Lost a lot of money. I mean, I told you how, you know what I'm saying, when we first got how much I lost. Right, so she was like, "I don't want to sit on the couch." It's
was your house nasty? You can have a dingy, you can have a straight house and a dingy. Okay, so y'all conflating 2 different things. A dingy sofa is a dingy sofa.
It's similar.
Nobody want to sit on no dingy sofa, but if your house is a mess,
but it's similar.
That's on you.
No, but it's similar.
King is putting it on her.
No,
How you gonna put it on a woman because you got a nasty ass house and your drawers is all over the place and your toilet has got rings and shit?
Shan, it's Shan. At the end of the day, he's saying what I'm saying, which is, what woman is going to accept that? And if a woman will point it out, and it's up to you to make those adjustments.
Correct.
Now, if you don't make
the power suggestion,
right? If you don't make those adjustments, then what is, like, that's crazy. And then this woman that will tolerate that, they will come into that place and let that slide, won't say anything because, you know, they want to have a man or whatever. But a woman that cares about you, like that woman that cared about Chris and said, "Yo, I'm not sitting on that. I want better. And if you want me, you got to get a new couch."
I guess maybe in my experience, by and large, I see more nasty women with nasty cars than I see men with nasty cars.
Oh, no, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
So I'm just saying. So I seen some nasty women don't give a shit about their cars, and the women that's in the audience, all 50 of y'all know what I'm talking about. Your car is nasty right now, and so you go to their house. They bathroom be nasty, and so they live nasty. So I don't necessarily probably put it on women. If she comes to a dude's house and his house is kind of untidy, shit, she's probably feeling right at home. I'm just saying, men.
Wow.
Men, really? But again, I'm also a veteran. So cleanliness is maybe a little different for me. I roll my drawers up, I roll my socks up. I'm so everything is neat. If you came to my house, it's ready for a spread in a magazine. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't imagine that I'm looking at a woman who's coming over. First of all, you should have never came over to begin with on the first time you visited, and it was a mess. And so that's what I'm looking at. So when Chris is telling me that women are complaining about men having nasty homes, I'm assuming that she's already kind of complaining. But goddamn, what man wants a woman to come over and he's like kicking old fucking pizza boxes to the side for her to sit down and stuff? That's just odd for me. I can't imagine that. In my experience, King, we noobs. Women is coming over to a laid out place. This shit is fly. You already gonna have the experience. You ain't gonna want to go home. So that's all I know.
I personally can't even operate with a dirty place. Like if I'm stepping on stuff, like my mental is off. So it's just like, yeah, I can't do that.
So real quick, I want to jump to AC. Welcome, AC. 10-second intro, and want to drop this question on you because you are the resident married in the pack. What values were you looking for your wife to add to you that made you choose her?
Damn, hell of a question. I'm a Trill AC, founder of the Crew Season podcast. That's Crew Season with a K. We talk about life and culture and everything under the sun every Tuesday on all streaming platforms. Make sure y'all check in. What qualities was I looking for my wife to add to me? I don't know if I was looking for her to add anything to me. I think I was looking for a woman that could kind of match what I got going and possibly push me to do more. I get, because when you're a man, a lot of times you out here working and you got your career and stuff, and it's real easy for you to get complacent. But like if you got the right woman, she'll light a fire under your ass. Every time you get complacent, she'll push you to want to do more, or she'll hold you accountable like nobody else around you will. So I think that's what I was looking for. I tell my wife all the time, I said, when I was single, I need a parole officer. And she always tripped out when I said it. Like, what do you mean? I mean, like somebody that's going to keep me doing what I need to do. Because if I get too much freedom, then I'll fly off the handle. So she, she allows me to, gather myself and like ground myself and not get too caught up in my own hype and whatever the case may be. And in the process of that, I can handle business. So I think that's what I was more so looking for. Because when I'm looking at her, she got 2 degrees and, then elevated damn near to the top of her field at 31. So it's like when you're looking over at that, it's like, oh hell no, I got to step my shit up. So that's what I was looking for.
You see the thing you see what I'm talking about? Like four brothers said the word complacency. They don't want a woman that's complacent. He said his wife has 2 degrees. He's moving on top of her profession at 31. So a lot of times, that's all we really want. We want somebody that's inspirational. And a lot of times, like I said, it's also a gift and a curse that we the men that we are. Because the men that we are could make a lot of women get comfortable. They feel like they got it already, right? But that's not the case, right? And we have to learn that too. That's our gift and our curse. Because we know how to get women and keep women, and it makes them feel comfortable. I'm hard to deal with, as you already know, guys. I'm hard to deal with. But one thing,
King, you're so simple.
I'm hard to deal with. But one thing, like one time I asked, and this is crazy. I woke up one morning and I said, I'm really scared that I won't be great. See, a lot of men, if you on this panel, you had that, like, I might not be great. Mind you, I went to Ivy League. I ran for city council. I didn't win. I did the little February, whatever. But in my mind, I'm scared I won't be great, like notable, like known for something amazing. I'm scared of that. And, someone told me, you're already great. And that was nice. But that's not what I want. I want my woman to be like, well, then get the fuck up and be great. You feel me?
Exactly.
Get the fuck up and be great. Like, so that's what I need. I need, like what Trill said. I need that push. Because I'm really scared. Any man like us that doesn't admit to the fact that they don't want to die great, then that's not somebody we want to be around. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, there's something that I heard.
Cliff, I want you to jump in. I know you just jumped in on us. What values are you looking for as well for a woman to add? Because you add a unique skill set, being a clinical therapist and being a pastor. So your sets are got to be off the charts.
Yeah. Specifically, what value am I looking for a woman to add to me? Is that the question?
Yep. That's the question.
It's really security. Add to me. Let me see how I put this. Add is funny because I'm looking for her to take off, to lighten the load. I carry a lot with being a psychotherapist as well as being a pastor. I'm leaders in work in both vocations, and I need a lot of help just lightening the load, just making life easier. I have businesses that I want to start that I don't have the time to start because I'm so tied up. I've got resources, I've got vision, I got all that, but I don't have the time for it. And so I would need a woman to come alongside of me and help put some motion to some of the business ideas that I have. I would need a woman to come into my life and to be someone that I could talk to, and to be able to handle conversation with me. My quality and depth of conversation on a given day can be a lot deeper than most people. And it doesn't mean that I'm deep all day long, but the way my mind works, I'm a theologian and I'm a clinician, so I'm a thinker. So with me being a thinker, if I can't open my mind to you and trust you with having the capacity to handle it and not be just a fan or be threatened by it, then I'm going to have to manage how much of myself I can open up to you. And we all know, guys, that's no way to live, to manage yourself in a relationship. You want to be able to let your hair down. Not that you can't be careful with the things that you say. That's, of course, that management is appropriate. You got to be careful with how you say stuff and that kind of thing. But I'm talking about, I want to be able to be myself and be comfortable and not have to restrict the volume of my mind and my heart that I can expose you to. I don't want the UV index, the UV rays to overwhelm you and fry your skin. So you need to be able to have capacity to handle that. And so with my vocations and just my personality type, I'm every bit of who I was prior to becoming professional, a pastor and a clinician. I was always analytical. I was always a deep thinker. I was always entrepreneurial. I was always that stuff. So my degrees and all that stuff just ratify my identity. But I need someone that I can actually open up and understand that, and just somebody that just gets it. That's the value. And because I carry a rare load, then that woman is not exactly growing on trees.
Facts. Robert, I know I cut you off, bro. Go right ahead, and then we'll to the next young lady who is in queue.
Yeah, Cliff identified a whole lot of stuff that I agree with. I mean, my load ain't heavy like his, but everything he's saying, that mental aspect is what I want. But King was saying about I've heard it, and granted, I've only heard it one time, where women don't necessarily want to be our inspiration. They want us to already be inspired, which I understand and I get that. Me personally, I have my drive. I'm gonna go do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make sure I have multiple streams of income. I'm going to make it to where I want to be. I want to be greater, but for some reason, when I'm happy and in a relationship, my drive and my push is so much further. I'm inspired by the person I'm with to be better. But I feel like, or I've heard that women don't necessarily want that. They don't necessarily want to be a man's inspiration. Has anybody else heard that? Or is it just my luck that I ran into the one that was what I was told?
I've ran into it before, but it wasn't with women that I would take seriously in the long term. I think a lot of those women want you to have finished product because it's to make up for the lack of what they not, or the the lack of their accomplishments or what they not doing. So okay, I want to find somebody that got finished product so all I got to do is show up. A lot of these women are not even willing to add nothing to you anyway. So again, that's what I mean by I never saw long term in any way. But any woman that has long term potential don't mind at all. In fact, she wants to be your inspiration. She wants you to look at her and then be able to go out into the world, keep her in the back of your mind while you out there accomplishing shit. Like she takes pride in that type of thing. But a short term woman wouldn't. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Yeah, and I think to kind of wrap it up, like, I'll even ask you guys, like, how many women have even asked you that you were dating? Like, how many actually cared enough to say, what do you need? What can I add to your life? We don't hear that as men. No. We don't get the liberty. I see AC saying one. We don't get the liberty.
Been asked that in my life.
See, but look at what Trill said. One. And he married her, right? We don't get the liberty as men of getting that question. It's always the other side that we got to find out, what can I add to you? What can I do for you? What can I do here? How can I court you? How can I fit in these aspects here? And it's that lopsidedness that men dislike. And that lopsidedness has led to niggas like Kevin Samuels that you hate, but he came from somewhere. He didn't just make himself out of nowhere. There was no big bang and this nigga just showed up. It comes from somewhere where we don't see the reciprocity, we don't feel it. So I'm thankful that you even asked this question. But for the ladies out there, if there's a guy that you like, if there's a guy you're talking to, dating, whatever, ask that man specifically, because we can give you 10 different answers because we have 10 different things going on. Ask your man what he wants, because that will get you further. That will get you to the point where it's like, okay, she really cares about me. Now I'm going to do even more to care for her because I know she's got my back. It's positive reinforcement. You don't have to do all these other tricks and
Jamal,
all this other crazy
shit. You know the part that I don't like about that instruction that you give
them?
It's almost like you're giving them a cheat and telling them what to do. But
they need a cheat code.
But it may not be. The problem is
they ain't gonna do it.
Wait.
It's not going
Wait. Let's go.
Let me finish.
No, really. Let me say this, Shannon. I'm gonna let you have it. They need a cheat code because that's the reason why we do Ask a Black Man, right? Because they think that they know men.
But what Jamal is talking about, Jamal is getting into the psyche. Jamal is getting into the psyche, and I guess my only issue is, are you gonna ask because these brothers told you that you're supposed to ask? That's almost like telling somebody say thank you, or telling somebody saying, well, say I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, does it matter? Is it really? Are you really sorry because I told you to say I'm sorry?
Right.
Or are you sorry because? Are you sorry because you naturally are? See, we're telling women, because I've never had a woman ask me, what can I do for you? Ever.
Never.
And I've never had anybody say, how can I be of service? How can I be helpful for you? Shannon, you got companies, you got staff, you got all kind of shit going on. Where can I fit in to make things easy? I've never even had, I don't know what I'd do if I heard something like that. I'd probably drop down and propose right then and there. Nobody's ever asked me that.
Listen. Man, watch this. Hold on, King. Watch this. The last 4 relationships I've been in, I had every one of them women tell me, I can't do anything for you because you got it all.
Oh, I heard that. You don't need no help. You so smart, you got it. You got it all.
You're not getting no relationship out of me, baby.
I heard it
like you don't really gotta be, baby.
So you mean to tell me? Hold up, Chris. You mean to tell me you desire to have a man like me in your life, but you look at me and tell me I can't do anything for you because you have everything? Yeah. I even got family members tell me we can't shop for you because you have everything. And I'm saying to myself, okay, so you implore us to be men of a certain standard, to have certain things, to have certain tangibilities about us, and you still can't find anything to add value to.
That's a cop out. She's lazy. Get her out of there.
You know.
Thank you, Colin.
The flip side to that, though, is I've heard a lot of women tell me what they could bring to the table, but I'm like, you telling me you could bring this to the table? I got 6 of these on my table already. I'm trying to get rid of. So that shit.
That's why Jamal said, "Bring me an experience that I can't get from nobody else."
Experience,
fellas.
Like, and it ain't got nothing to do with sex. Like y'all have heard me say this. I'm gonna lower my tone. Y'all have heard me say this a million times when we started on Clubhouse. When you date me, I don't care if I'm dating 5 women, that's the executives of everything. You need to be head and shoulders above every woman. You need to do everything that you can do to be the best of the best of the best. Because guess what? If you dating 5 other men, I can guarantee you they're not going to compare to me. And I'm not even worried. I'm not even going to ask you about them. I'm not going to bring them up because I'm going to do the best that I can to let you know that I'm the best pick for you. But let me add this piece, because Jamal, you said something, but you missed a little piece on the end, and I'm gonna just add that little hot sauce to the chicken. You said ask a man what he wants or how you can help him. What do you need? How can I be of benefit? How can I literally give my gifts and talents, have some gifts and talents? How can I give my gifts and talents and give them to you so that they can be utilized, or that I can automatically see what you need and fill in the blanks without you having to ask? But here's the most important part. When the man says what he needs, I'm gonna pause. Listen. You gotta write it down. If you gotta record it, whatever you gotta do, listen, don't interpret, oh, he said this, I think he meant this. No. Watch this. Watch this. Y'all on live, y'all can see us. Fellas, real quick, if I'm telling a lie, put your hand down or put your hand up. If I'm lying, put your hand up.
You always lie, Chris. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Or watch this. If you want them to take you at face value, when you say this is what I need, put your hand up. Face value.
But it ain't just about listening though, because you can listen, but you have to actually put that learning into action.
Follow through.
You know, Rob,
execution.
Crazy. Rob, you know what's crazy? My mother told me something, and every day as I live, I realized she was right. And I thought it was so close-minded what she said. She said, a woman knows who she is by the age of 16. I said, what are you talking about? A woman knows who she is by the age of 16. And maybe my mother was off about the years, but women have a far greater understanding of who they are and what their value is before men do. They know what they could do, who they could do, and where they could do it at before we even learn about ourselves. These women they have certain traits and things they're conditioned, and they're not changing. You could tell them what you want, what you need, but they're not going to change who they are. You might have a few of them that might evolve, but a majority of them, this is how I want a man to treat me, and this is what I'm going to do in return. And if you don't do this in return, or I'm not going to be with you. They're set in their ways. Most women are set in their ways. This is why men date younger women. That's what Shan says. We date younger women because who's going to deal with someone older and washed up, right? Who's going to deal with that?
You about to hurt some feelings.
No, but it's the truth though. Women are set in their ways. That's why people date younger women, because you think you have a chance to change them. And all they do is when they can't get a man, or when they can't get a man to do what they do, they go to other women that can't get a man, and they have a group, and they crack jokes, and they drink wine, and they try to find ways to pacify the fact that you're not getting the job done. You're not getting the job done. When I congregate with my brothers, it's always about to get to a solution. Men don't congregate to talk, to complain. We don't congregate to make light of a situation. We get together to make something more efficient or to get an answer. Am I right or wrong, guys?
Facts.
Absolutely.
Facts.
So with that being said, Monica, first question I want to ask you is, do you feel heard and do you feel that we were able to bring value to your question?
Absolutely. Yes, I actually greatly appreciate all of the answers that you gave. And the reason why I was so quiet is because I was listening. Um, Nothing really fell short of what I was expecting of educated men who've lived a particular type of life. And so I just greatly appreciate the answers that you gave.
Absolutely. So we appreciate you for coming to the stage and posing that question here, or coming to our live. We're going to say that now, and posing that question here. We are honored that you would take a moment of your time and share with us here tonight. With that being said, I do want to take a moment to address the audience here on Clubhouse. If you're on Clubhouse, real quick, you want to jump over to youtube.com/askablackmananything and join this conversation live. Next, in the queue, we have KC. We appreciate you, KC, for coming up. Welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. We're so happy that you can pop up. We have seen you in the comments. And thank you, Monica. We're going to slip you back down to the audience or back to the green room. KC, welcome again. What question?
How's everyone?
Man, we are doing fantastic tonight. How about yourself?
Hey.
Doing wonderful. I thought I would come back to the stage or back on live just because I picked up on a little bit of shade, but I thought I would come on live and verbalize, some of the things that I was hearing and my perspective, and then also ask a question.
Okay. Well, let's go with your question first. We want to start with my question is.
So my question is, you all took your time going around and describing what adds value to your life and in a relationship, what a woman does that adds value. And I heard a lot of really good things, lighten the load, be complimentary, be intelligent, a deep critical thinker, be your peace. Do you think that the doctor who was married to the woman that you brought up at the beginning of your life, do you think that she brought that type of value? Do you think that she lightened his load? Do you think that she was complimentary to his lifestyle? Do you think she was an intelligent and deep thinker, critical thinker? Do you think that she was his peace? Or do you think he placed value on something else? Maybe her looks perhaps, or being a trophy? And if that's the case, does he not deserve what happened to him?
Right. Can I answer that?
No.
Can I answer that?
Go ahead, King.
Can I? Yeah. So I agree with you. I believe that his value was that of her aesthetics, based on aesthetics, how she looked. I believe he wanted a trophy piece, right? And I believe that we don't know. We were in a relationship, but maybe she did give him peace, right? But there's a thing about being a trophy piece and also giving a man peace. A lot of men look at, unfortunately, because it's an ego-based thing, they look at a woman's history, right? It wasn't that she didn't graduate college that was the issue. It wasn't that her professions, alleged professions weren't real. It was that she was an escort. A lot of men hold that against women, especially if you're trophy. Like, I told people all the time, men only pay for information, efficiency, and exclusivity. And one more thing, I think Jamal said it last time, peace. Those are 4 things that men pay for. And she wasn't exclusive. If you're an escort, you're not exclusive. You're not exclusive, right? And that was detrimental to his peace. Did he deserve that? No. Nobody deserves to be hurt. But it happens. No one. And then he doesn't deserve it because if it's transactional, he's saying, I'm going to give you a lifestyle that you want. Or actually, it's for that exclusivity. She didn't do that. So he doesn't deserve that on a business level or a romantic level. This is King.
Yeah, the answer is no, she didn't. He don't deserve that. The answer is, was she just a trophy wife that was super pretty and that's all he wanted, and she didn't bring him all the things that we listed you earlier? We don't know. One thing's for sure, she won Miss Wisconsin. And from what I can gather, you can't be a complete airhead to win a state pageantry like that. You know, they investigate you. They look and see. They you know, you have to be well versed. You have to be well educated. There's certain things that you have to be to represent an entire state. We only got 50 of them, right? And to go on to compete to win Miss USA. So I'm thinking that she had a little bit of brains, you know. But she might just be a pretty chick, and then, you know, all he wanted to do was have sex and show her off at the governor's ball. You know, maybe she was just a hood ornament to him, and she wasn't special, and he didn't value her above. Maybe she was extremely smart, and because she wasn't a surgeon, he was always dogging her out. Maybe, like Wes was mentioning earlier, he was a chauvinist and a complete asshole and didn't respect women. Maybe he was, you know, for all we know, he could have been. He's an Asian guy. Maybe he came from a family of where they oppressed women, and that's all he knew. I have no idea. The point is, what she did, whether it was retaliatory or whether she just wanted to do that anyway, I don't think it's retaliatory, because she did it for the entire marriage. Now, I don't know how long they dated before they got married, but the fact that she was doing it the year that they got married gives me indication that she was doing that before they even met. He didn't deserve that. So that's my opinion. You know, and I can't think of any situation where anybody who would pick somebody for frivolous or cosmetic or, you know, basically shallow reasons should have their significant other out there screwing everybody all over the country and getting paid for it. Because I want to imagine the roles were reversed. Imagine a woman that's working really hard and she's doing everything right, or we think she's doing everything right, but maybe, you know, she's an editor-in-chief at Vanity Fair and she's making a lot of money, and her husband is out there screwing. He's a gigolo, and he's just out there screwing women all over the country, acting like he's starting up a alcohol company, and, you know, he's gonna sell bourbon, but he's really out there just selling himself to other women. That's no. I don't care how mean she is. I don't care how mean she is. Nobody deserves that. Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, like we got to be fair when it comes to that, right? Because I get it. A lot of people say, well, he should have picked different, or he should have picked better. True, but that doesn't mean he deserves everything that came with that. Because if we had a woman come on here and say, well, I dated this dude because he was 6'5", and then he just fucked all my friends and got 3 of them pregnant, we would be wrong for saying, well, that's what you get for dating them tall dudes. We would be wrong for that. We would be monsters. How could you say that? She doesn't deserve to be cheated on just because she wanted to date a tall man. Y'all would eat us alive if we said that. So we got to be fair and keep the energy. Even if he did it because, oh, she won a pageant, she's beautiful, I want a trophy, that doesn't mean, okay, it's cool to cheat. That's basically what that's the insinuation that we're getting, like, oh, it's cool to cheat because he didn't want a well-rounded woman like me. So because he getting these trophies or he getting these IG models, he deserved to have his life ruined. Nah, because we don't say that when women make choices that we deem incorrect. We still have to have sympathy and say, hey, that man was wilding out, and we still have to be fair. Let's just be fair, and I'm done.
Yo, let me pose this. The reality of it is that men, when it's the case, when a woman, and I don't disagree, but when a woman marries a man for his money or his status, and he does cheat on her, well, if we're being fair, we, and I mean general society, and generally speaking, men do tell her, hey, well, this is what comes along with that. You wanted X, Y, and Z, you got that. Just understand that what's going to come along with that and that lifestyle is going to be potentially his options and his excessiveness when it comes to women. So, it's a double-edged sword that I think cuts both ways, and nobody wins and everybody bleeds. But to Shan's point, and to your point, no one ultimately no one deserves it. But now we got to keep that same energy when it comes to men and holding each other accountable, and even in conversation, that when men cheat, regardless of why she's there and what he was providing for her financially, it doesn't excuse that behavior.
Let me say this. I appreciate what you just said, Wes. And I'm not even going to piggyback off of that. My thing is, what value does anybody add to anybody's life if you start the relationship off with a lie? What value? Because in the end, the person that finds out what the truth really is feel like they got played, shaded, and there's no alternate reality in that. So I think that again, you hear comments like, he knew what he was getting into. Maybe he did. However, you are a dutiful person would have just, came with the authenticity and say, hey, I got a pass. The past, I slept with 1,000 men, slept with 100 men. And if you can rock with that, cool, we can move forward. If not, I think he went into it blind, and maybe he ain't had no game, and he just knew he was going to meet a woman with this beauty, and he was going to suffer the consequences. But I still think if you started off with a lie, and I'm trying not to contradict myself, but if you start off a lie, it just blows the whole thing out the water at the end of the day.
Well, that doesn't, to me, we don't know how it started. Obviously, she targets people of his stature. He might have been a client starting out. So he may have jumped into that thinking, okay, I can get her. I have enough to make it so that she doesn't have to live this lifestyle. She can be my trophy. She can do all this. But maybe they had an argument. Maybe whatever the reason was, it's going to get out that she's actually this person, and he can't, you can't have a trophy wife going out and showing her off, and she's got caught taking, he might have saw a picture or something. It might not have been a text. It might have actually been a picture that he was threatening to put out there for whatever reason. Could have been a whole bunch of different scenarios, right? But I think at the end of the day, if there's any fault that can be put on him, as one of my good brothers would say, I believe it's King, every choice has an invoice. He didn't know the price. He didn't know the invoice for that. So he made that choice. He chose to go ahead and jump in a relationship with her, and didn't know everything. Didn't know everything that he was going to have to deal with. Man, that's the only way that he's at fault for anything.
They settled the divorce. The divorce is actually settled. We don't know the terms, but the story is just coming out now. But the point is,
but Shan, one thing, I want to dive into that deeper for a few seconds. When I say some for every choice there's an invoice, it's really, really deeper than it sounds. It sounds cute, but it's really deep, and I'm glad Roger brought that up.
Robert, but not Roger.
I'm sorry. I told you I was the Sauvignon Blanc.
We don't even have a Roger.
I had a combination of Sauvignon Blanc and Santorini Spritz. It's like tequila and some other stuff. Anyway, but I apologize for that. But what I want to say is, when you make a choice, men particularly, because I don't want to speak for women, but when you make a choice in your selection of women, just understand you are going to have to pay a duty before you get with her, during her, and after her. And that type of price you're going to pay is going to be emotional, financial, and sometimes physical. If you're psychosomatic, when you feel things, you start feeling pain. When men get with women, it starts as soon as we see them, the journey. We have to pay, we have to adjust our emotions, we have to do everything. And then when we get them, and they want to accept us into their lives, we have to provide and do a whole bunch of shit. And then when we divorce them, and Chris could attest to this, there's no type of pain that a man feels after a divorce. because we don't take it like y'all. We take it for real. Like we failed, and that shit hits home. So men really do go through some real stuff, and I'm telling men, if you can't handle the invoice, because there's a price you have to pay for every woman you deal with. And that price might be, women just get hurt. They cry, they feel hurt. But you don't have to go back and say, damn, I just spent all of this money. I just told you all these secrets. I lost all my friends in my network because I can't talk to, because you don't want me around you. It's a lot that we have to go through. You feel me? So men, please be careful with your choices. Because now this man, he not only lost money, not only did he lose years out of his life, not only is he a laughing stock in the community, because I guarantee you they all knew she was an escort, but him. Like it's a price. That's all. It's a price.
You know, King, I want to just jump in real quick before somebody else speak. That part about divorce is like a death, and I think the last time I talked about it, it's like the stages of grief. But because men, we're wired to be a certain way. We're wired. We've been taught, trained from a early childhood to lack emotional content. So what happens is when you go through that divorce, you get to a point where you react to the pain that you're feeling. Some men jump off a roof. Some men take it out on somebody else. And at the end of the day, we have been bottled up. We've been taught to channel all of that thing inside of us until we can't contain it anymore. And it usually comes out in irrational response or irrational act. And it's sad to say that that's a normalcy for some people, but it's the norm for people who react in a certain way because we're told not to react. And I toss the mic back.
See, Daryl, thank you for saying that, because when people, you don't understand, not just divorce, but breakups are hard for men. It's just that we don't process it like women, and we don't convey it as much as women. But it's built up inside, and it hurts us. But the thing is, I think I forgot who said it. Was it Robert or Shan? He said that we are better at course analysis. We are better at course analysis. That means even though we hurt, the logical side kicks in and says, okay, I gotta leave this relationship because I'm gonna lose more if I don't leave. Right? See, I got to. So it's like a choice between life and death for us when we leave. Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. That death part is serious. And what was really crazy is you'll get to the point where you don't want people to tell you you're okay, you're gonna make it, because you haven't gone through the stages of grief to really put your relationship in perspective. And I'll land with this. What man want to be told that, yo, bruh, you've been doing this all these years and you didn't amount to anything.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And
I'll jump in there real quick.
I want to jump in real quick and for you guys are in a hot vein right now. Y'all saying all the right things, King and then Daryl. Absolutely right. Staggering statistic. 88% of the marriages that end in divorce in America are filed by women.
We say that again? 88% of the marriages in America are filed by women
that end in divorce.
And divorces that's filed by what? What the fuck?
88%. Which what does that tell you? It tells you several things. It tells you about the power dynamic. Women don't lead men. So if women are unsatisfied and it becomes unbearable, then they leave the marriage. They leave. They leave because their number one need, which is security, is not being met. So if a woman can't get security in her marriage, then she'll create her own security. She'll organize for her own survival outside of the marriage. And our only hope to do that is to leave. Secondly, it's what you guys are saying about how now. Obviously, I'm a marriage therapist. I work with couples and divorces. I got several clients, and I'm processing through divorces right now, and it's terrible. What you guys are saying about how men and women experience divorce and breakups differently is completely true. It's 100% true. Because, again, going back to the power dynamics, when a marriage doesn't work out for a woman, then it's, oh, we didn't work out. Oh, he wouldn't change. Oh, he wouldn't give me what I needed. When a man in his divorce, he fails, and what his narrative on the end is, I failed to lead.
That's it. That's it.
I failed to lead. I failed to exit.
I failed, period.
I failed, period. I failed. It's because the leadership, the onus is on the man. That woman never carries that leadership mantle. So the way leadership, you've seen it in sports all day long. The team can have a terrible game. Everybody could jack up. What's that quarterback going to get up there and say if he got any sense?
It's my fault. It's my fault. I put it on me.
I should have played better. Because true leadership takes responsibility. True leadership takes ownership. True leadership doesn't pass the buck and diversify the mistakes. It absorbs it because this happened under my watch, under my jurisdiction. And so when we fail, this is why men don't leave, because we are stubborn in failure. We're gonna keep trying until we can't try anymore. So men don't leave because this is what I'm leading. And if this marriage fails for whatever reason, then I take the brunt of the responsibility. I become the failure. And so that's another thing. This is another parallel. Another example would be how when a woman loses her job. When a woman loses her job, it's disappointing. She might be trying to figure out how am I going to make X, Y, and Z work, X, Y, Z, all right? But when a man loses his job, it breaks that man down. Have y'all ever noticed how when a brother loses his job, it's like he lost his world? Because he's losing more than a job. He's losing leadership identity.
What?
And that's what what y'all are talking about. This is why, it doesn't, we don't process through it the same. It doesn't look the same. We don't emote the same. But man, inside it's destruction, pain, anger, humiliation, embarrassment, everything that we can't even talk about. It's all there. And it's in copious, exponential amounts, many cases more than women, because of the office that we hold. So I think it's very, very important what you guys are saying. And I just wanted to add to that.
Clifford, you know what is crazy? Because you just opened up a whole new can of worms. Because I think a lot of men don't want to get married because they're scared of failure.
100% right. 100%.
No, that's a quadrillion out of whatever the biggest number in the world is.
Yo, so think about it. So think about it, ladies. Not only do you complain and y'all not coming correct because y'all getting big and everything, right? But on top of that, men are scared to get married because they don't want to fail you or fail the perception of what a man is.
Absolutely.
And so that is something that if women knew, they'd be a little bit more compassionate and nurturing, because it's like, we don't want to fail. Like Clifford hit the nail on the head. Like, if I didn't have money, I wouldn't even go outside.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Like, it's like, you don't understand. Like, I don't know. Clifford, man, you now I know why I don't want to get married, because I don't think there's a woman out there that's worth me failing.
And King, man,
I'm definitely like I'm a success story. To be honest with you, I'm a real success story. Like I said, I want to be greater, but I'm a success story because but I don't want to fail in that if I'm winning everything else.
King,
exactly.
King, let's stay in that vein, and I want Clifford to chime in on this, because once married, a man who actually goes to his rock bottom and say, you know what? I am going to learn from this. I'm not going to point the fingers. I'm not going to do anything but work on the man. Spends his next few years or so trying to not duplicate what he failed at, but he's trying himself so hard to be successful that he may miss out on a few women that came in between the time that he's been working on himself, and they could have been a compliment to him, but in the back of his mind, he's saying, I failed. I'm telling you this from experience because I was that man. I pushed women away. I was self-sabotaging.
Mm-hmm.
I had women coming at me left and right, and I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't go back to the point of failure because I let one specific pitfall define me, and I couldn't get past it.
Real quick, Clifford, before you answer that, Casey, thank you so much for coming up to the stage. Did you find value in the answers that we gave to you?
Sure, yeah, I found a few gems, so thank you very much. You guys have a good night.
Perfect. You too, Queen. Clifford, the mic is yours, sir. Ooh-wee.
Listen to this, man.
If we talk about that failure,
man, listen.
Look, Wes, I'm not doing it tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight, Robert.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, man. I'm like, because I forgot who was talking. I don't know if it was Cliff or Daryl.
It was Clifford.
But it was all three of them. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then
nope. Look, and you know what's crazy? All of us that's been divorced, with the exception of Daryl at the top. Nope, y'all. I'm not fooling with y'all tonight.
Listen to this, fellas.
Go ahead.
It's man, I don't know if any of you have heard of this, but it's the Kobe Bryant syndrome. Kobe Bryant said in one of his retirement letters, he said, I didn't play the game to win the trophies. He said the trophies, they came, they went. I didn't really care about the trophies. He said, what drove me, and this is me because this is how I grew up. I was born inner city Detroit. Father died when I was 10 months old. Mother was on crack cocaine and alcohol for 30 years. I was bounced around in and out of foster care. Just a crazy background. And this was what drove and pioneered me through life and actually yielded me a lot of my success. And it was life-saving when I was a child, but it was debilitating in relationships when I became a man. And that is exactly what Kobe said. Kobe said, I didn't play to win the games and win the trophy, or to win the trophy. I didn't play to win the games to win the trophy. I played to win the games because I wanted to shut up the haters that said I couldn't do it.
There it is.
He said, I didn't want the trophies. I wanted the tears of the opposition. I wanted to see the disappointment in the face of people who said that I couldn't do it. He said, that's what drove me. The trophies you can keep. So in other words, so now what that is Kobe said, I hate losing more than I love winning. I hate losing more than I love winning. So I'm not running to the win. I'm running away from the loss. This is why men don't quit on marriages. It's because we afraid of the loss. We run away from the loss because losing hurts deeper than winning feels good.
That's a fact.
That's a psychological fact too. It goes into a lot of different.
I'm not speaking on that tonight. So
it goes into Robert. Me and you can relate to this. If you a gambler,
yep,
right. If you a gambler and you've been at the casino, whether you been on the or blackjack or whether you playing, whatever you playing, craps. When you win, you don't feel nothing.
Nope.
You don't feel nothing. But when you start losing,
you feel it all. Yeah.
All in your feelings.
And King, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let y'all have it. King, this is going back to what you said in terms of why you might not be married. And I think single brothers around the world can relate to this, specifically high achieving single man, high achieving, high quality men that's used to a lot of wins. First of all, winning becomes addictive. So winning feels good, and avoiding losses feels even better. And the best way to avoid a loss is to get a W. So when you're winning, it's you don't want to risk every move that you make is calculated because you want to make sure that you minimize the risk of taking the L. Again, the L is what a lot of us are running from. So now let's convert this to marriage. King, what you were just saying was absolutely true. Again, men who are godly men or quality men understand that their role in a relationship is leadership. Their role in a marriage is leadership, which means, to put it in an analogy, if I'm driving a car and I'm putting a woman in the passenger seat of my car, it's not as simple as just putting you in my car. It's if I put you in my car, what kind of responsibility am I taking on? What am I saying when I put you in my car? I'm saying that I've checked the tires. I'm saying that I've checked the oil. I'm saying that I got gas in the car. I'm saying that I've map quested. I've GPSed the route. I'm saying I got money just in case it break down. I'm saying I know how to change a tire. I'm saying I know how my way around when the GPS cuts off. I'm saying that whatever the route throws at us, I got it covered. I got it covered. And so all you know is that you just get in the car with some nice leather seats and you turning on heat and climate control. Yeah, that part. But everything that I'm doing, all the preliminaries, all the weight, all the stress, all the vision that goes into preparing for a life journey on this road, you have no idea what that feels like and what it's like to prepare for that. So our anxiety is through the roof because by the time I put you in my car, I have to have it all figured out, or at least I feel like it. And God forbid you have some children. Oh my God. They got to go in the back seat. Oh my God. Now I gotta make sure I got toys. I gotta have toys.
DVDs,
TV. I gotta be able to pull a rabbit out of my hat while I'm driving.
VHS.
And I gotta make animal balloons while I'm driving. I gotta do all of that. And I've got to make sure that I get everybody to the destination on time, safe and sound. And I gotta make sure that it's a qualitative experience so that y'all don't call me a bad driver or a bad leader.
And I'm gonna say this.
Hold up.
The only place I disagree.
Let him finish.
The only place I disagree is MapQuest.
No, let this man finish because Clifford, they don't understand. Like, and then when we say no, we don't want to accept the challenge of being with you, they call us weak.
Exactly. And
you don't love us enough. No, I don't want to accept the challenge of being with you because I know this is not going to be a winning situation.
Wait a minute. Let me ask a question. Is that why some women who are well accomplished feel that men are intimidated because we don't want to fail because they've already reached a level of success?
No.
I wanted to ask. I know it's not. I know it's not. But
That's
not saying us.
Oh,
but that's their ego though. Like they just don't know what they're talking about, and they need to shut up. No, that's
thank you. Let's go back to Clifford because Clifford understand that men are more visionaries and more long term. So if a woman says, when women say I want to have kids, I want to get pregnant. Now that means to us, daycare, schooling, all types of expenses come to my head.
Yeah.
So I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have kids because they look cute, or my mother wants some, or my grandparents want some.
Right.
I'm not having kids because you know how much a kid's cost. You start off negative $250,000 when you have a kid.
Not even that.
And then you got to
just the
keep them alive the whole
intangible
time.
Yeah, just the responsibility of raising a child. Like, I don't even have kids and it looks stressful. Like the full on responsibility as men, we consider that. Like, it's not just, oh, they're cute. Oh, we can wear the same clothes on Christmas. No, it's, I have to actually raise this child. I got to protect this child from pedophiles and all these crazy people out here. Like, I'm thinking about all the things I have to do in the future to prepare and protect this child. Like, we think in the future with everything. So yeah,
everything. So that's what I'm trying to say. To me, it's just like I said, women are self-centered in that fact because they don't understand that if a woman tells a man, yo, I want children, and he says, okay, baby, anything you want, run for the hills.
So
because it's not,
it's something you said, man, that it cannot be glossed over. You said something about men being visionaries.
Right.
And there's a question in the queue that said, is that why we sometimes go for the low-hanging fruit? And I say no. Because as a visionary, I'm looking high. I'm looking beyond what I see. But, you know, the low-hanging fruit, if you keep walking, some of them fall to the ground real quickly, and you have no other choice but to either step on them or kick them.
Right.
So if a man lacks vision, he lacks planning.
Yes.
So when you lack vision and planning, you don't have a course set for your marriage. You won't have a course set for your marriage. I'm telling you, because I was that man. I backed into a marriage.
Right.
And got everything handed to me. I mean, the raw, uncut was handed to me because I didn't have a vision for that marriage. And that's where I knew I had failed. So I had to come out of that and learn how to be a visionary, have a plan, and I've been planning for years. But it's still that thing that splinter in my mind that says that, bruh, with all your planning, with all your success, with all the things that you possess right now, you still can fail at the next marriage.
You know, let me ask Clifford a question because, Clifford, when I was in my early 30s, late 20s, I had purpose. I just got vision, literally, maybe 7 months ago. Can you explain the difference between purpose and vision? Because now I got vision, so I know what woman I want in my life now.
Take a step with the
But I had purpose, but I didn't know what woman I wanted.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that, please?
Take a step with the Thomas Guide.
You say what, Shane?
MapQuest and the Thomas Guide to guide us there.
MapQuest.
Edible balloons.
We're still making balloons in the car. Driving one hand. Like, I saw that whole visual. So
in a Walkman. Take a step with the Walkman. I got the Walkman.
I told my age with that MapQuest. I told my age. No, listen to this. King, that question that you just asked is so profound, man. Vision versus purpose. Purpose is identified purpose is revealed to you once you start identifying your gifts and your talents. And once you start settling into the fact that your gifts and talents distinguish you from the rest of the world. Once you accept the fact that you are a basketball player and not an actor, LeBron James, then you can, I'm sorry, I had to take a shot at Space Jam. His acting job was awful, but it was a good movie for the family. All right. But he reminded you he's a basketball player, not an actor. Once you accept that, now you can focus on being a basketball player and not an actor, not an auto mechanic, not a baker. All right. That's purpose. Purpose is associated once you identify what you're good at and your niche in life becomes clearer, then you start concentrating on that and you realize the age-old question that everybody wants to know. Why am I here? Everybody wants to know that. What am I doing here? Why me? Why am I doing? What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Everybody wants to know. So once you identify your gifts, your talents, your skills, and then you look and you merge that with your passions, you're going to run into purpose. And that'll give you your why. But vision is what's the strategy? What's the path on getting there? And what kind of personnel do I need to pull in on the team to help me execute that vision and the purpose that I got within me? So now, for instance, let's use me as a pastor. I know that I'm a pastor, and that's my purpose in life, is to lead people to Christ. And I'm going to do that through my ministry. All right. I'm going to do that through counseling. I'm going to do that through living right in front of people. And I ain't always got to get in the pulpit. I got to live right. Okay. But now that I know that, now my vision becomes particular strategy on what that's going to look like, where I'm going to do ministry at, what kind of men I connect myself with, what kind of women I connect myself with. And then another part of that vision is the kind of woman that I'm going to marry. Because the kind of woman that I partner with has to be commensurate with the vision, so that when she comes in, she is a complement to it and she does not complicate it. You gotta complement it and not complicate it. Because if you complicate it and not complement it, then we call that in business, you're a liability and not an asset.
Say that again, please. Don't complicate my vision. Complement it. This is compliment what I got going on already. Because the man that a lot of women love and want to be with, these quality black men, a lot of which you see on the stage tonight and you see in other spheres of life, the kind of man that you want and you dream about being with is not the kind of man that's going to let you run him and lead him. He's not going to let you lead him. Which means that if you're going to be with that leader, then you're going to have to get in where you fit in. And that does not diminish your value. It does not threaten your own vision that you have for your own life. You just need to ask yourself, how can I fit in the car and not try to disturb the driver and try to snatch the steering wheel from him? How can I help him reach the goal because I'm in the car with him? Because by the time you get in the car with him, what you're saying is, I'm interested in going to the destination that you headed. So how can I get in that car and not be a distraction to the driver, but rather be an aid? Okay, baby, you want to grab some McDonald's real quick? You know what? You order, but get right back on the road. And don't worry, I'll put your ketchup on your fries for you. Talk about it. About it. Please talk about it.
I'll pull the wrapper off the sandwich for you. Don't worry.
Please talk about it.
Keep your hands at 10 and 2, baby, and just lean over. I got you. I'm gonna put the sandwich right in front of your face. You bite into it, and I'm gonna pull it back. You want something to drink? Let me grab you. You want the high C? Here it is. Take a hit. Put it back in the holder. You got to figure out, ladies, how to help this man in the vision, because he's already headed there with or without you.
Hold up. Shaheed always says that. I'm going to do it regardless. He says that all the time. And I remember Chris said something and the girls were mad at him a while ago. He said, he said, I don't have to convince you to be your feminine energy. I don't got to do that. I'm going where I'm going. You need to get to it. And it comes off cocky from these two men, right? But they have vision. They have vision. Man.
Clifford,
Clifford, you nice. Clifford, you nice, man.
Yeah, Clifford, it's a full circle moment for me, because I was literally just talking about that 2 days ago with a friend of mine. I said the right partner will complement your life, but the wrong partner will complicate your life.
There it is.
I'm glad you mentioned the complicate and then the compliment, because I literally just spoke about that 2-3 days ago.
There it is.
So you see all the things that men have to go through. Ladies, ask your man how you can help him. Just to come back, that's why you gotta ask. Call the playbook and respond.
Real quick, let me.
Jamal, you know what's crazy in the Bible? I don't know, but from my understanding, Eve was sent to be a helper.
That's right.
That was her function.
And no, that's the cheat code. That's the cheat code.
Hey, King, check this out though. Scripture says that God took Eve out of the rib of Adam, which means that her existence was already in him. So when he presented,
what the fucking bumble clock? Listen,
bumble clock, man. Come on, man.
Yo,
to me, man.
Yo, that's freaking crazy.
So when he presented Eve to Adam, she was not anything other than a perfect fit for him.
She was a perfect fit. She came out of his ribs.
She came out of
look.
the rib.
Listen.
Go ahead, Chris.
Let me.
You get control of this before I turn this thing into a church. I was
looking for the plate. I was looking
I'm about to send you an offer right now.
Y'all gonna get baptized. Y'all gonna get saved tonight.
Part of my Clifford, part of my cursing. No disrespect to you. Part of my cursing, Clifford, but I really was feeling it. So I apologize for my cursing.
I appreciate it.
So listen, here's the thing. God, dog, like. You ever just sit under something heavy and you just gotta like replay it? You probably didn't hear everything, right? You probably didn't. So replay this live, right? And this is how I'm gonna end. This has probably been one of the most phenomenal conversations that you've had with us, hands down. There are more, I can guarantee it. So with that being said, I'm going to end it there. Cliff, you can start with the outro first, bro. Cliff, Shan, Wes, Robert, man, gentlemen, it's been a great conversation.
Yeah.
Shahid, Daryl, AC, Colin, King. Go ahead with your outros, fellas. We are out of here. It's been an amazing night. Great conversation. But Cliff, we can't let you talk no more. I'm just saying. He winding up.
I was just getting
started. Go ahead and do your outros, gentlemen, man. Let's say goodbye to the people, man. We had an amazing night.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna just say this last piece and then I'll do the outro. I wanted to just end on this note. We spent a lot of time focusing on what the Black man needs and how you can fit in his life. And I want you ladies listening to know that everything that we just talked about does not threaten your value or your role in a man's life. My masculinity does not compete with your femininity. They are yin and a yang. They are harmonious. God has created them to be fitly joined together. They are complementary, which means there's enough room for my vision and yours to coexist, because there was enough room for Eve to be reconciled to Adam, because Adam said, you are flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. You are me. We are one.
He knew.
So when you meet somebody that you can be one with, then that's the one. Be one with him. Compliment him. And if he is a secure man, if he's a healthy man, then he won't stump out your purpose and stump out your voice. He'll support it. He'll amplify it. He'll lift you up, because he's secure and he knows that even if you ever do make more money than him, because you're my rib, I'm gonna benefit from it anyway. It's gonna circle back around anyway because we won. So it's us. We united. You can't beat me in making money, because every dime you make is mine and every dime I make is yours. We're united. So until you meet somebody like that, then you might want to stay in the single seat. Clifford Clark, Detroit.
Clifford, you. If I get married, you're gonna be the one that put it together. If I get married, you're gonna be and I was gonna convert to Islam, but you this
close.
No, but you all right.
Sounding good right now.
I'm telling you.
Hey, Cliff, Cliff, I don't know if you ever been to New York, but I'm gonna tell you this: when they say you a lot, and then they end it with "I."
All right. I feel it. I feel it. I'm coming to New York soon, so I'm gonna get down with you, King, when I touch down there. But
definitely for real, hit me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, hold up, Jamal, you didn't come this week. I had my sister out there too, ready for you.
No, I thought you said it was gonna be August.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. All right. Then I got that. I got a bunch of beautiful black doctors, women, ready for you.
Hey, ain't nothing but work.
All right, y'all. Clifford Clark, Detroit, Michigan, born, raised, and operating ministry as well as private practice. I have 2 locations in Southgate and Inkster, Michigan. I am a licensed psychotherapist specializing in marriage, relationship, and sex addiction, as well as men's issues. I do work with neurological disorders, mood disorders, personality disorders as well, like histrionic, borderline, narcissism. But I am sought out for the aforementioned specialties. I'm also a pastor in the area as well. And I love what I do. Used to do it for free. Still do pastoring for free, but not the counseling piece. So my website, transparent-counseling.com. And I'm on social media outlets, Clifford J. Clark. Pretty easy to locate. Y'all have a great night.
Go ahead, Colin.
Colin Hardiman, executive producer, founder, business owner, and of Amazing Media, digital media company specializing in virtual events. But yeah, definitely, what a way to end tonight's room. The pastor bringing the sermon, bringing the word tonight. Really appreciate you and all the fellas. I always like to sit and listen in and hear all the different perspectives. So thank you as well, ladies, for coming on stage. Even though I was teasing, we really do appreciate when y'all do come on video and have a Discord, have a discussion versus one-way communication in the chat. So thank y'all, ladies, for coming on the video and asking us questions. And who is next? Let me look on this screen. Looks like Jamal.
Man, another great evening, man. Clifford, man, we needed that. And I'm just glad that everyone was here to see and actually learn what we feel as men and hear our perspective, because I don't think we really talk about that enough. I think it's good for people to know, okay, this is what men feel about marriage. This is what men feel about their roles. This is the burden that they carry that they never talk about. So I think it was really needed for that conversation. I'm just happy to be with my guys here, and I'm going to go ahead and toss it to King next.
I'll go ahead. He probably stepped away. Oh man, what a night! What a night! You know, this was Pastor Cliff always do it at the last second. You know what I mean? He shut the room down.
Kobe.
Yeah, but you know, looking forward to next week. Shaheed Muhammad out of Los Angeles, California, one half of the Everybody's Right podcast for my brother Steve, who couldn't be here tonight. It's your favorite black cowboy. Sign it out. It's on you, Wes.
All right. Wes Stewart, located out here in Los Angeles, California, filmmaker. Fellas, it was a pleasure spending time with you as usual. But Clifford, my man, this is why I rock with you, brother. You keep us grounded, man, and I think I speak for all the fellas that we truly appreciate you, man. You're an integral part of what we've built, and we couldn't do this without you. Whether you're here in the physical or not, you're always with us in spirit, and so we appreciate you, man. I just want to show that love to you, brother.
Love y'all, man. Love y'all.
Go ahead, Daryl.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, there's something to be said in the Council of Men where we can be real and authentic.
Yes, sir.
Allowing us to speak not from a place of pain or hurt, but from experience. And I think one of the things that came out on the stage tonight was ask us. Don't leave it up for chance. Don't guess. ask us what we really want and what we really need. We'll lay it out. We're simple. We're simple creatures. But I'm Daryl Bailey from Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, man, I don't want to throw all the titles and superlatives out there. I'm just gonna say it's on you, Shan.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate you guys. This is Shannon from Los Angeles. You got some good word tonight. Y'all better follow these fellas up here. If you look in the description of the video, you'll see the Instagram link to everybody's Instagram page. Please support these brothers and follow their pages, because the stuff that you're hearing tonight, like that stuff that you just heard from Pastor Clifford, you can get all week long. So please support them and follow them. That's what I'm asking you to do. And then also make sure you subscribe to our page. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. For those that aren't chatting with us, but it's about 50 or so people in that's watching the live. Please follow us. It's really important that you're doing that. We got to get our numbers up, and that's one of our goals. So thank you so much.
And 100 grand.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go ahead and go. It's always a pleasure to be on stage. It's always a pleasure to be in the presence or be in a place where we can learn, or where I can learn from a group of men. I can identify with a group of men. They can speak things that I've lived through, and they can speak things into my future. And that's why I love being with these group of men that we have here. Clifford hit a lot of stuff right on the button. And I feel like one of the biggest things I hope the audience catches is we don't operate without emotion. We don't operate without holding ourselves accountable, without a deep concern for who we love. We go out of our way to make sure that everything's right. His whole Carl analogy, making sure everything's perfect. And then if you miss something, yeah, you hang on to that one little thing you missed. But I'm Robert Longmire out of Bakersfield, California. I believe I'm passing it over to King.
He ain't back.
He was back. If not King, Trill.
I see him.
Trill stepped away. I talked to him already. I'll go ahead, King, do your outro. You on mute.
You on mute, bruh.
Still tipsy.
Yeah, no, not tipsy, but loving life through the eyes of travel. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much, Clifford, for just really sharing that information. Like I said, men only pay for information, efficiency, exclusivity, and peace. And you gave exclusive information that could make any man's life efficient and bring peace. I appreciate that. And I got it for free. Amen.
Amen.
Man, I'm Chris Davis in Atlanta, Georgia, from Buffalo, New York. I would have never imagined in my wildest vision that this is what we will be doing, and this is to the level that we will be doing it. I am honored to be around Wes, Robert, Colin, King, Daryl, Clifford, Shan, Shaheed, Jamal, Trill, Jerron, who's not here tonight, Steve. I'm honored to be around you guys, because not just the end of what Cliff brought, but all of it. Like, how often do you see men talk about the pain that they experience? Like, watch this. You can go to my Instagram page and look and see exactly what Clifford talked about. When I go to Burger King, I order the sandwich, and I literally I put on Instagram, I want my sandwich this way, and this is what I need from my woman, even though I don't go to Burger King often. This is what I need. It's like, I can't drive and put ketchup in my 5 hash browns in the middle. I need that. We out. That's all I gotta say. You can buy my book. It's on Amazon. Chris Davis. Look it up. Chris Davis, The Edge of Greatness. Your decisions define you. Lead you to your own personal edge of greatness. You'll be at a crossroads between decision and opportunity. And that is where you'll find the edge of greatness. We've had an amazing night. Shan, drop the beat.
I'd just like to say that you can buy my book. It's called,
where the mud wrestle at?
The Edge. It's called The Edge of Mud Wrestling.
Mud wrestling.
There's nothing written in it yet, but I will be getting to that soon.
Will you be writing it? Is it written in mud?
Exactly.
Written live.
Remember, y'all mics are hot.
Oh man.
That's
that's cool.
My mic is cold.
Oh, you said our mics are hot?
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about these hoes then. Let's talk about these hoes, man.
You're gonna trigger somebody out there, Jamal.
Right, they're gonna come for Jamal next.
Clifford brought out the map quest. What are edible balloons, bro? What are edible balloons? I mean, I know.
I thought he meant to say inflatable, so I just let it ride.
But those is bedroom edible.
No, not edible balloons. Animal balloon.
Yeah,
I heard that thing came across like edible balloons.
I'm like, this nigga eating balloons.
I heard edible, bro. That's because y'all wild and y'all need to get laid. Everything ain't edible. Everything ain't edible.
Man, what you doing with those?
Hey, Wes, is Wes still here? Hey, Wes, the lady said get you a kiddie pool with some organic mud so you can get your thing off, bro.
They gonna come out for Wes too, though.
Yeah, you need to get Coco. Hey, Wes, you need to fly. Wes, go ahead, fly Coco.
Yeah,
in.
Coco said she was with it. Coco said she was ready to go.
Fly Coco in. You know, she answered all the right. She gave all the right answers. She said I'm real cooperative. She's super pretty.
Actually, she was the first one that actually was
organic mud. Get that organic mud, Wes. Hey, summertime.
Hey, Wes gonna have a chick braiding her hair back. She gonna start from here, and the things gonna be in the
Can you laying it down, huh? Can you laying it down, dog?
Going down, man.
Hey, let me tell you something. Wes the lady killer, man. He know exactly what to say, when to say it. Just kills them every time.
Nah,
This
man.
nigga King got naked. King got naked on us and shit. He about to get it in. Look at King.
Got it, man.
Ladies, I can see King right now, ladies.
I drink a little bit, but I know I'm cool. When I drink, I get real calm and relaxed. I just want to mellow out. It's the opposite of my real personality.
That's what's up, man.
This music is a rock.
That's good music, Shan. That's good music, sir. What you playing, Shan? What is that?
I can't even see. People be asking me about my music, man. But maybe I make this music. Maybe I make beats.
Oh, said he getting the royalties off that.
Well, are you making some money off of that music? Are you making some money off of it?
Nah, I ain't making no money off of it. Nah, this is just free. This is just royalty music. And since we're men of character, since we're distinguished gentlemen, I had to get some distinguished music. You know what I mean?
I love it, man. How can I get my hands on it, man?